Alright, welcome back to today's stream. So today we're going to be looking at round 5 games. Of course, this is the last day before rest day. We'll be playing 2 games. So it's going to be a double round, which means more work for my players as well as myself. But that's alright. So let's go straight to the games. Yep. Right, so we'll go straight to board 1, which is, of course, a Catalan, which is nice. c4, e6, g3, d5, takes, and bishop b4 check. Yeah, this line is, well, it's been there, yeah, for some time. Never really been the most popular way to play, but it's definitely one of the ways, yeah. Bishop b4 check Catalan, bishop d2, a5. And queen c2 is, of course, the way, yeah? Takes and queen takes d2. Okay. So, last I remember, the line was something like, well, I think you either play like knight e4 or some sort of c6 trying for b5 here, yeah?
Yeah.
The reason why is you don't play b5 because that runs the queen g5. So, and then these two pawns are actually hanging. So, from what I understand, they play either c6 or they play something like knight e4 and put knight on d6 here. And okay, a4, the line goes on, yeah? I think there's some sort of knight e4 and then you go back knight d6, something along these lines. Yeah. Alright. Castles. Okay, now the knight comes out, I guess. And knight goes to b4. You know, to be honest, I've always sort of like white in these positions. Yeah, because it feels like the thing is that black is hard pressed to keep this pawn.
Yeah,
it is very hard for him to keep this pawn, unlike some other lines in the Catalan, like for instance the a6 knight c6 line, where black actually does keep the pawn and white has to sack it. So, but okay, it's playable, certainly. All right, let's go back and see if there's anything else. Right, interesting. We have Tan Yijun against Chong Jin Cheng, so an all Malaysian matchup right here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, d4 knight f6, c4, c5, d5, e6. Okay, very standard stuff. g3. Right, this is getting interesting. Yeah. So, okay, we will go down this line. g6, bishop g2, knight f3, castles. I know he plays this line as well, as white, yeah? And now I think main move is rook e8. And I think that this guy goes for this line, bishop f4. No, there are different ways to play it. There's bishop f5, of course. There's also this line with knight e4, yeah? Which is actually an exchange sack. Knight d2. And there are 2 moves here. You can either play rook b4 or you can take on f4 right away. For instance, you can do this and bishop takes b2. And it's a very interesting position. Yeah, very imbalanced.
Yeah, of course.
Because black has a pawn and he has a pawn for the exchange, as well as his 2 bishops, and you can try to try to on a good day make some sort of attack on the king's side, yeah? And okay, it's a total mess. I mean, I looked at this a while ago, but it's total madness. So we'll see whether they go for this line. Black is thinking, so we'll see, I guess. All right, let's move on. What else do we have? So London.
Damn.
Bishop f4, d5, e3, c5, takes, knight c6, bishop b5. It's a line, yeah? This.
Yeah.
So white's trying to hold on to this pawn. That's the whole point of this, yeah?
Well, yeah, I still would prefer black here, but it all depends.
Do you play this line against London, or?
Yeah, I play this line against
With c5, yeah?
Yeah, with c5.
And you don't mind this, yeah? Bishop b5, what do? You go e6?
I go e6 here.
E6 and b4.
And then that's what, a5.
Yep, a5, c3, etc.
Yeah, that's 19, bishop b7, and just play simple chess, and then You have a lot of counterplay on the queen side, and your king is very safe there, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Knight e4.
Okay, this is okay, and there's like queen f6 ideas,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
AV and queen f6 is
And
coming.
g5 also.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Alright, so usually from my experience, these type of positions, they are of course full compensation. Yeah.
Of course.
But okay, it's a messy game. Right, let's go back and see if there's anything else that's interesting. Game's just about started. Oh, we have
Calvin.
Kevin is white. D4, D6, E4. Okay.
Universal.
Sorry?
Universal. I think will play go for universal opening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bishop C4,
Yeah,
Bishop E7,
principal.
castles, Rook E1. Standard stuff here.
Yeah.
A4, stopping B5
Yeah,
ideas. Queen C7. Now A5.
I think he's A5 straight away. Yeah, it's one of the ideas here. But I rather would play H3 and then Bishop E3 is much more simple.
Yeah, I think it's really a matter of taste. Yeah,
Yeah.
But maybe he didn't like that. Maybe Black can, I don't know, play some sort of, I don't know. It's A5 a thing here
A5
because
is a
maybe
move
he
here, I
can
know
go
Bishop
for
E3.
some sort of position like,
Yeah,
you know,
takes.
then he can put his knight on C5 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure whether it's any good. It could be really bad, but maybe that's why he didn't like. Yeah. So he's saying A5. I'm just closing down these four ideas,
Yeah,
fixing
yeah.
your queen side, and if you wanna make a break, that's fine with me because your structure will be quite bad.
Yeah.
Knight takes V6 and I just drop back. And white is just very comfortable.
Yeah. White is very good here. I don't know why still they play this kind of line.
Yeah, it's very strange. I always find these sort of lines a bit strange, but
Yeah.
I know Genman likes to play this line, so maybe I should ask him sometime. But I guess also it's a matter of taste, yeah, whether
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like these sort of positions.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't like it, maybe I don't like it, but some people like it. Alright, let's see if there's anything else. Where's the student?
That's my student, I don't know.
Student should be here, yeah?
I'm not sure.
By the way, Nick Faruqi's daughter is playing.
French advance.
Yep. One thing about Nick Faruqi is sort of never know what he's gonna play. He's a pretty wild guy when it comes to his lines, and even to his chess as well. So, like, it is hard for me to guess his moves. Yeah, I think okay, this move is impossible, and then he plays it. Sometimes it's really bad. Sometimes it's actually decent.
Yeah.
So,
So,
right, C3, knight C6, knight F3, bishop. This is all theory. Yeah, A3, Queen V6.
yeah,
This-
Queen
Queen
V6
V6.
is the main move here.
Yeah, could also go.
F6.
Is A3 supposed to be the line here?
Yeah, if Queen B6, yes, A3 is the line.
Oh yeah, Queen V6. Bishop D7?
I'm not really sure.
Not
but,
so sure, yeah.
I can play also, no, nothing.
I guess it's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
A3. Okay, knight G7 is played. He's going for knight F5. Okay.
If knight G7 here, I will.
So if I take, I guess this is terrible because of knight G6, yeah?
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
pawn starts to hang.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not good.
Bishop B3 first, I think.
Bishop E3.
D3.
Bishop D3. Bishop D3 is... Okay, that's interesting, yeah, because normally Bishop D3 is running a Queen B6, but now you just take it, yeah?
Yeah.
So Queen V6, I don't think this will be particularly good because I think you can just take it and go
Yeah,
some sort of Bishop E3 or something.
of course.
Yeah, not Bishop E3.
This is playable.
Just castle, yeah, and then because also you are retaining ideas like B4.
Yeah.
So maybe you
B4
can
and
kick with
C4.
B4 and C4.
Yeah, C4.
B like I don't know one illustrative line. Let's say
G6, Queen E2.
knight G6.
Queen E2.
Defend is hitting the
Yeah,
pawn,
Queen
so if they
E2,
Queen
yeah,
E2.
Queen E2.
And I guess the idea is some sort of B4.
Before
Queen B6. I would go Bishop E3 first. Why not? Queen, or maybe not because then the pawn on E5 hangs. Yeah. So maybe I go straight with C4. Right.
C4 straight away, I don't think so.
What? Knight takes C5. Oh, and Bishop F6. Okay, so I should be careful, yeah? Actually, this is nice. This is quite nice. The idea being that, okay, at the end there is
Tactics around.
some nice tactics, yeah?
Yeah. That's really so weird.
Okay, so bishop d3 was played, yeah? Yeah, we were looking at queen b6, yeah, and the line's gone. Yeah, best analysis board in the world, what can I say? I mean, it's so good that no one else uses it, yeah? But we don't have a choice, we do not, the organizers refuse to put it on the lead chess link, so we have to make the best of what we have. Alright, so, what do we have?
Calling system.
Where is your student?
I know.
Yeah, under
actually
14
today-
girls, right?
I don't know. 16 girls. Actually, my
16.
students play with my students.
Student against student.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
dear.
just let them play. I don't care.
Yeah, because you can't prepare against one, yeah?
Yeah,
Because then it's like
it's
the
not
other
fair,
one
lah, it's not
wouldn't
fair,
be
it's
fair.
not
So you're
fair,
just like, alright, it's fair play, just go.
Just go.
Yeah.
Just play your best.
Alright, I know. I guess I know one yesterday, right? Oh. Yeah. Okay, d4,
Okay, and then
London
knight C6,
system, knight c6.
Knight C6 is
Knight
too much
C6.
principle. I will play knight C6.
dc5 and you go a5, yeah.
E5. Sorry, bishop. No, E5.
I think you just go a5 and then you go and pick it up, yeah?
It all depends on the situation. But I
Okay.
can play some bishop G4 here. I'll play bishop G4 so here. Very tricky move.
Yeah. Alright, knight c6 on the board. We'll see how this goes.
If it's 3 and then I will play queen B6.
Yeah. I mean, that's the difference with c3, yeah? He's trying... Basically, the idea of c3 is that, yeah, now queen b6, we have maybe more options, sorry. If even queen b3 as a possibility. And also another thing is that we can take on c5 and go for b4.
Yeah.
That's another advantage. The disadvantage is, of course, we also always have to deal with this type of ideas, yeah? So I'm going for the exchange stuff.
Yeah, I'm not liking it.
Although, I mean, the exchange stuff is probably not something that London players would hate to play. Because it at least is better than the London system.
Indeed.
Yeah?
Here.
Okay.
I think she would just play E3 here.
I think he'll play e3.
E3
The London system players are generally not very creative. Otherwise, they would not be playing London. That is the fact of it. Alright. Right.
Karo exchange.
This is a semi-slav, yeah? It must be.
Yeah.
Ooh, this way. e4 takes c5. Okay, so this move order is actually interesting because it gives white the option of playing rook b1.
Yeah.
So white basically avoids the semi-slav. And I think this is actually probably white's most dangerous try. Because of course the semi-slav is occurring after this, knight f3, d5. That's why most players are using this move order. After knight f3, they go d5. And after knight c3, then they go c5, yeah?
Gosh.
Because now the thing is that there's no way to avoid this bishop before check line. And it's very, very solid. Very, very solid line with black. Although maybe not the best way to play for a win, obviously, but very solid. And after knight c3, they will go for, of course, Nimzo.
Yeah, of course.
That is the point. Because if you're going... Actually, I'm not so sure why they use this move order if they're going to play d5. Like, might as well go for d4, d5, yeah. But alright.
Sometimes I'm also doing this also.
Yeah, alright. But okay. cd5, knight d5, takes c5. Now we are transposing to this, yeah? Castles, bishop c4, knight to d7. And actually, from what I remember, knight to d7 is important because v6 is actually not good because of d5 immediately. And now you get a bit stuck because you like to have bishop b7, but you don't have bishop b7. So that makes you a little bit stuck, yeah? And you can't take, obviously, because the rook is lost. So that means you're a little bit stuck. So that's why they start with knight d7 first. And after castles, now b6. So d5 is not dangerous anymore. You can even play a move like knight c5. It is nothing. Or even knight f6. So forcing the matters in the center. So the main line is rook c1. Interesting. The main line is of course this, rook fe1, rook a d1, rook c8, bishop b3. And here black has moves like h6, rook e8. Those are the two main lines. So, okay. Very solid position for black. But okay, white has nice center. White is comfortable play, but it's very solid for black. Rook ac1, bishop b7, and bishop drops back. Now white is going for doubling, but I guess now you play rook c8, yeah?
Rook c8 is So it's very simple.
I guess you will take it, yeah? Or you can play rook c1 as well.
Yeah.
Should be the same thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Because anyway, I will play rook c1. And you guys could go queen b8 or something,
Yeah, I will put
so
queen
that you
B8.
don't allow rook
Yeah,
c7.
I will put queen B8.
And then next move rook c8. It's extremely solid.
Yeah. Black is just waiting.
And the thing is actually, Black actually has some trumps as well. He has this queen side majority.
Yeah.
And also he has chances to attack the white center. So if white is exchanging too much, then actually it could become easy for black to hit some of these pawns.
Yes.
So the more exchanges are happening, the more comfortable black is
Indeed.
in general in these lines. Alright, let's move on to some other games. Oh, we have some guys in the chat. Oh, hi Ramana and hello Mariano. Thank you for joining us. Alright. So okay. Panov. Classic Panov. Bishop e3. Okay. So g6. G6 is, from what I remember, is not a thing.
Yeah, but it's still playable, I think.
It's of course, positionally speaking, what you want, because it's well known that against these IQPs, actually the fianchetto is very, very good.
Yeah. It's same like you play against Taraj, so we play G3, bishop G2 against D4, D5 pawn, and what this is, we use it to attack the D4 pawn, bishop on putting bishop on G7, same thing.
Wait,
Yeah.
I just realized there's a very famous line. Yeah. Very, very famous line. Takes and d5.
Yeah.
Is this a direct transposition?
Yes, indeed.
It is.
Yeah.
So this line has been known for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the early 1900s. So the idea is that you take, and now you play queen v3.
Yeah.
And the point is that after knight c3, you're not taking back immediately.
Yeah.
You throw in bishop c4. Idea being, of course, if you try to run a knight back, then you actually run into even more trouble, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Like, okay, even queen e6, queen takes e4 is probably the simplest, and it's disaster. So your knight cannot come back, and usually they play e6, vc, and something like this: bishop g7, bishop a3, and okay, they usually are okay with repetition, yeah. And white probably shouldn't repeat. He'll do something like even castles, and okay, it's a playable position, I would say.
Knight a5 here.
Knight a5 check.
Bishop b7.
Okay, maybe it's quite playable. It takes an okay.
Bishop to c3.
So maybe okay, maybe castles is not the best, yeah. Oh, not so sure. Maybe you should move the bishop first. To try to even consider bishop c6 to go get this from knight e5, and yeah, it's a nice position. Bishop e3 is definitely not right. I realized that a lot of kids like to play moves like this, bishop e3, because they're like, oh, no, pawn is, you know, weak, so we defend it.
We need to protect our pawn, is it?
Yeah, but the thing is, when you have IQP, ideally you don't want to be protecting. You want to be counter-attacking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the things lah.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back. Okay. What else do we have?
Oh, Marcus Pine played here.
Yeah.
Marcus Pine.
Nice.
Yeah, the best player against Celtic Dragon. That's why in the higher level, Celtic Dragon is kind of the GM did not use anymore because of Mark Zipine.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't think that it's like that. I wouldn't say that they don't use it, but it's not really that fashionable.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're a strong grandmaster, you want to have chances to, fight for. You either want the chances to fight for advantage, or you want some sort of clear draw which everything is swapped off.
Yeah.
And this one gives you neither. It gives you some sort of solid position with easy play,
Yeah.
but objectively white is a nice position and he can press.
Yes,
If-
that's the thing because one of video with Nakamura, he said this asset dragon is just suitable for club level. It's not suitable for higher level.
Not suitable for higher level. But I've seen grandmasters use this.
And he always
So-
mentioned that asset dragon. It's not a bad opening. It's a good opening, but because of Marozi bind occur in this asset dragon, so he said that white is clearly better from start until finish.
If you're careful. If you're not careful, or
yeah, of course.
then it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But they are super GM who we are to
Yeah, but with
deny
best
them.
play, it can
Yeah.
be quite annoying.
yeah.
And if if white is careful and doesn't let you get your ideas in,
Yeah.
it will be unpleasant because
Yeah,
you're just basically just waiting, and white is the one that is trying all the way.
Yeah.
And that's one reason I sort of, I'm sort of not really playing this much as black anymore because, I really like white in these structures.
Yeah.
But
I
okay,
also
every
like
now
that.
and then, if I see my opponent is not playing accelerated direct, if my opponent is not playing Maroxy, maybe I might consider,
Yeah,
choosing
yeah,
that
of
line.
course, of course.
Yeah, because I think the other lines are very nice for me.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Maroxy is not very nice.
because I also play the Asset Dragon, and most of my students also play the Asset Dragon. But yeah, it all depends. If I saw the database, they play a lot of Maroxy, and then I will ask my students to change some sequence in here, and try to trick the opponent lah. It all depends on the game itself.
Yeah, or maybe they play like a different sort of Sicilian line.
Yeah. It just
Since you say you
transposition.
play Night Off as well, so you
Yeah,
sort of,
I play all the things.
because I feel you cannot just play one Sicilian
Yeah,
nowadays
of
because
course,
it's
of
easy to
course.
prepare.
Yes.
You maybe can have one main line and one like not so main line that you play every now and then. Yeah, but you must have some variety. Otherwise, it's easy to prepare.
Yeah, indeed.
The opponent can just find a 4-stroke line and play against you. So that's the issue, yeah.
That's why. I
Because
hate
it's every Sicilian there is 4-stroke line.
that. Yeah, of course.
That's the thing. Okay, so we already talked about that yesterday, so we're not going to go any further into it. Yeah, already delved into the details of that.
She didn't play E3.
Bishop E3. No, that cannot be right. What? DC5 was played.
Yeah.
Why did she not play V4? Because you don't take it and then don't play V4, yeah?
I'm not really sure. Maybe
It's not consistent, right?
before it's easy.
Maybe she didn't like A5, yeah?
And then, I don't think it's a big problem there.
I think I might have to push, right? Because she's threatening. Or maybe you don't have to, we just play Queen V3.
Yeah, which is very solid. Okay.
Yeah?
Then I think, yeah, after this E3, Bishop B5, sorry. E3, Bishop B5, and white is clearly better here.
Yeah. But Bishop E3, I'm not sure clearly better. I wouldn't say clearly better, obviously. It's like what we were talking about, yeah, black has compensation for this, so it's not
Yeah,
like...
but I think after Bishop B5, I don't think so. Black have anything because the Bishop on C8 also doesn't do anything.
Okay,
I
let me
would
try.
prefer-
Can I do something like this? AV, CV, and V6. I'm just thinking. Because this is typical way to play against these pawns.
Yeah.
Because white is one move short from getting E3.
yeah, I think here.
Yeah? Because if white could get Bishop B5, I think it may be a different story. Because you can take and play B5.
If E6 here.
But now
E3,
it's...
sorry.
Then I will take VC5.
If
And I'll be very happy.
wait, I would like to.
So also another important point is that if you play B5, I have hope knight A5.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the whole point. Because otherwise, if I let the pawn get to C6,
Nah,
then I will be clearly worse. That's
Indeed.
one I'm sure of. But now I don't see how you're supposed to play. Should we check what the engine thinks? I don't think it's that great for white. Yeah, it's not great for
It's
white.
not good for
That
Wait,
pawn is
E3,
just
E3.
gone.
Yeah, E3.
E3 and you just take it. Because
Yeah.
bishop B5 is nothing. You just play bishop D7 and everything is protected.
B takes C5.
Yeah, but that has to be good for black.
Yeah. It's nothing anymore.
So maybe it was not right to
Yeah,
trade it for. Maybe you could have just
Yeah,
maybe just
before-
E6
before-
is strong, yeah?
before is It's the main move
b4,
here.
a5. So maybe you had to play b5.
Like
That's what we were
d4.
thinking.
Like d4 is playable, I think.
But okay, even if he plays something like knight a7, these guys are hanging.
Yeah.
And one of them is probably going to drop.
Yeah, of course.
Unless there is some miracle save. Maybe you can do this and I don't know how you save it.
I'm not really sure. I don't like this kind of
Because I
points.
don't think bishop e3 is going to save it for long.
Yeah.
There is this and there is this.
Yep. That's the point.
Okay, there is still h3, the line goes on, yeah? But I think this is probably quite nice for black.
Bishop takes.
Bishop takes, oh yeah, even just bishop takes and bishop takes b6.
Yeah.
Or bishop b4 check first. Knight d2 and then queen takes b6.
Yeah.
Or maybe I take on g4 first because b6 pawn is not
that,
going.
that,
Yeah,
there's a lot of move we can play.
yeah, exactly. The pawn on b6 is not going.
Yeah.
And now I want to take and take on d4 as well.
Yeah.
So this is a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. Alright. Let's see. Right. Any other games going on? Yeah. Yeah. What you see? Anything else? Chao Yi Chen. Under 10. d4 takes. Bishop e3, knight f6. Bishop e3 is not the right way to play this, yeah? Against the Taimanov, you should start with knight c3.
Yeah.
Because you know you will want knight c3 right away, yeah? You will need knight c3 right away. So bishop e3 is a bit inaccurate. I guess what he wants is going for c4, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
He's trying to play for c4, that's why he's playing bishop d3.
Yeah.
Not so sure. Queen c7, okay.
No, just play
C3.
C3. So what? Just C4.
I mean, you have to go c4, right?
Yeah, of course.
For better or for worse, you already played
Yeah.
bishop d3. You didn't play bishop d3 to play c3. So you have to be consistent in these type of positions.
We're afraid bishop before check.
Yeah, but okay, I can block it. Even knight d2.
Yeah.
Is it that bad? Maybe there is knight e5, yeah?
Yeah, of course. But still, if I... Is it... Plus or anything?
It is, of course, you know, very risky also for black to make moves like that.
Bishop C2. Oh, no, bishop E2.
Bishop e2, knight c4, and does that actually work for us? So sort of... Okay, c4, bishop e4 check. Or actually, you can even start with castles first, right?
Yeah.
But castles maybe d5.
D5.
Maybe black is already doing well here.
Yeah, just capture it in capture D5.
Okay, then knight d5.
Yeah. And just play.
Black is doing fantastic.
Yeah, very good. That's very good.
My understanding is, you know, as a Taimanov player, once you can get d5 like this, it is always good.
Yeah, of course.
It is always good. Okay, maybe there are a few exceptions, but it's almost always good. We should not say something is always good, because you can always find exceptions. Almost always. Bishop c4 check, knight d2, knight e5. I think okay, even if you don't find anything, you just go queen e2.
Yep.
There's nothing too much to be afraid of, yeah? And then I castle, I go rook c1. What is there to be afraid of?
Yep.
It's not much, right?
Just solid.
Pretty solid, yeah. Okay.
Just play solid chess.
Castles, and I'm not understanding why black doesn't play d5.
Because they just... I'm raising it.
It is very strange. Yeah, maybe.
No.
Maybe he was...
D5 is strong.
Because d5 looks nice.
D5 is strong here, I think.
I don't know why you wouldn't play it. Okay, computer likes it as well. Computer doesn't really like knight e5, and I really don't like it.
Yeah, give T4, F4, and then no.
Okay, d6 and okay, e5. Okay, it's getting interesting. Knight f5 takes knight g4. Okay, and he's gonna get that bishop. Actually, somehow it's starting to look good for black. Yeah. Bishop takes. Yeah. There's no way to save it. Yeah. All right. So maybe it was good for black after all.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe white shouldn't take on e5. Maybe white should move the knight back, although it still runs into knight g4. Yeah. Or maybe immediately knight f5. Yeah, just not to allow these bishop c5 ideas, because white to activate his bishop for him. He's being cooperative. Alright, so let's go back. The games are still sort of in progress at the moment. Okay. Yeah. Anything interesting you want to look at? By the way, I have some matters to attend to, so just give me about a minute or two. In the meantime, why don't you choose a game and start talking about it if you want to. Wait, I'm gonna interrupt you. Oh, no, it was not. I thought someone blundered something, but it was not. Okay, it's an interesting position, yeah. Pawn sacrifice, yeah. Actually, what's the compensation? I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah?
I thought both are still solid for both sides. And so bot 3 under 18. Bot 3 under 18. Bot 1. I don't think it's in Clono. We'll look after this with FM Chan Commute after this. Okay, so here okay, here we go for Sicilian. Knight c6, bishop e2. Bishop e2 is not a main move here. The main move here is bishop to g5. Again, the line goes with e6 and then queen d2. But then, yeah, bishop e2 is playable. But I'm not that sure what the idea is. So e5 and like p3 also very suspicious, but yeah. It's still good. Well, maybe white idea is to play bishop g5 and knight d5 after this, and then just castle and maybe play f4 for start the attack on the center. And there's a lot of things happen here.
Alright. I am back. What have I missed?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, that's good. Nothing. Alright. E4, knight f6. Where did we left? We left it at AV6, yeah?
Yeah.
And it has been like one move. Bishop b7. Not sure about bishop b7. Why did he put his bishop there?
Yeah, actually, maybe I think I don't know what's the idea for black now. Actually, I don't know what's the idea behind.
Because I'm
For
thinking why he
black.
played bishop v7. Maybe he's trying to play c5.
Yeah, maybe. But still, in most of this type of structure, they played very kind of strange for black. The idea is to play h6, g5, and then knight on d7. Previously on d7, right? Knight on b6. Previously on d7. Knight on d7, and then go knight f8 and knight g6 and knight f4. And
Yeah.
then they didn't castle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Because
and they call it Black Lion. And so okay.
yeah, because they want to keep like option of queenside castles.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
Or
But
maybe even leave king in the center.
yeah, of course. But I think that line is kind of well prepared. If even me, if White tried to play that, I have a lot of strong options that is like kind of knight h4, and then if they want to play g5, and then I got knight f5, and then I got very strong attack on the center, and the king didn't castle yet. So the knight on g8, knight on f8 is doing
Yeah,
that
and
thing
once you
there.
open the e file,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it plays itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, king, hello, king. Especially if black doesn't want a castle, might
Yeah.
start to regret it. Okay. Okay, maybe he's trying for c5. I'm thinking the c5 makes sense here. So my idea is maybe I'll play c4 to try to shut down your bishop.
Yeah, knight d4, knight d5, sorry.
Knight d5, right? Okay.
For 6 somewhere.
Let's say I take.
And then just bishop takes.
Bishop takes. Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you would take the pawn. Then maybe I can play c4
Bishop,
and then rook
bishop.
d8. But okay.
If knight takes, I would really happily take with pawn now. Because
Oh, I just realized I
pawn-
have a problem because if I take, I would love to get rid of this guy,
Yeah.
but I'm a bit worried I'm going to lose some
Yeah,
material.
yeah, that's the things.
That could be an issue.
Yeah, of
Most
course.
certainly.
Yeah. The best is bishop g4 and then queen takes e5 immediately. One pawn up easily.
Well, okay.
That's
Right.
the only best
Okay.
move there.
So that's no good. That's no good.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So bishop e3. Oh, that's why he played bishop b7. So then after c5, there's no knight d5.
Ah,
So he's going to play c5 now.
yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
this is clever.
Yeah.
Perhaps this is quite clever after
But
all.
still capture.
Takes and
Capture. Yeah, knight d5 still.
okay,
Knight
maybe
b5,
I
knight
don't
b5.
want to.
Knight
Knight
b5.
b5. I don't know. What's the point? Oh, you're greedy, yeah? You just want that. Okay, let's say I just go
Queen
back.
b8. And then yeah. There's nothing.
It's not so simple, yeah.
Yeah, the pawn is.
The knight will probably have to go back. Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
And
The
e4
knight
is
e2.
also hanging also. Well, knight fd7, no, that cannot be right. Whatever this is.
Knight d2. Wait, queen e2 is played.
Queen e2, of course. Calvin's probably like blitzing his stuff out. He's probably feeling quite confident about himself, and I would be if I was him, because I think white is doing fantastically well.
Yeah.
I don't know what knight fd7 was about, because he's almost trying
Maybe-
to say
maybe-
that
maybe
he
he
wants to
want-
put his knight on c5.
Maybe
yeah?
he also want to play f5. I'm not sure. To counterplay maybe. But
So what now, king h8, yeah?
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not really understand actually. But
Okay, a6 was not played, yeah?
A6.
That's definitely was not played.
yeah.
It looks horrendous.
I hope so.
So
What
with
is I
the
hope
level
so?
of play from black, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised, yeah?
Maybe he afraid of knight b5, then he play a6 first.
I don't
Maybe,
know.
yeah, I'm not, we don't know.
No, I don't think it was played, yeah. Probably some board glitch.
I'm not sure.
Because sometimes, they place their pawn very close to the a6 square,
Yeah.
and because it's using a camera, it's not using a DGT board.
Yeah.
Maybe the camera accidentally sees the pawn on a6. So, maybe that's what happened. Well, we'll see. What is going on here? What is this? We haven't really looked at this game, but we've looked at these structures quite a lot today, yeah?
Color system.
b4, a5, bishop b5. Wait, we looked at this just now, right?
No.
Oh, it's a different
I know
game.
game. I know play as black. But that bishop f4. But now
Oh,
we
yeah,
see-
right.
see,
Okay.
That's the different here.
b6.
Okay, interesting option.
b6 is interesting, but from what I understand, this can be very dangerous because of bishop c6.
Yep.
It was not played in the game, yeah, but
Knight d4.
this
When
is
is it?
usually the standard way of dealing with this.
Yeah.
And the idea is that as soon as bishop drops, we jam to c6 and we jam to b5, and we have strategically winning position.
Winning position.
So what are you gonna
You can
do?
say hi-fi already.
Sorry?
You can say hi-fi already.
Right, absolutely, yeah. It's that good. Alright. What are you supposed to do? Let's see what the engine says.
I don't think so. Queen
So we have to go queen d7. Okay, fair enough. You have to control b5.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's dead, yeah?
Nice, it takes b6.
CV6. Okay.
It's just pretty simple.
I guess black will have to take here at some point.
Yeah, a pawn is a pawn.
Bishop b4.
Queen b3 here. So what else?
Something like, I don't know, bishop c5.
Right? You play that immediately, yeah?
Okay, but 94 was played, which... Yeah, doesn't look that great, yeah?
He makes that sequence lah. I think after bishop takes knight, knight d4 is very good position for what.
I think that was the better move order, because now there is this additional option of knight
so
d4.
bishop takes check and then pawn takes.
Maybe it's still good, yeah? Wait, you just go ed4.
Yeah, ed4.
What is this?
ed4.
Maybe this is still good, yeah?
Yeah, e takes d4 plate, I think.
Actually, maybe knight d4, maybe even cleaner, now I think of it.
It all depends.
Because there is no queen d7 there, yeah? Actually, maybe this is even better.
Yeah, but...
Because it's a pawn.
A pawn is a pawn.
For nothing.
Yeah, a pawn is a pawn.
Because there, at least the pawn on b6 was sort of hanging. Now, it is a clean pawn. For zero compensation. In fact, as they would say in these sort of positions, white has material and the compensation.
Yep.
So this is looking probably pretty bad for Fuan. Alright. Let's see. Oh, in Idol's game, white played b5. Which we thought she had... No, she played queen a4 first.
Yeah.
Which seems strange. Because now... b5 and why not knight a7? I was wondering. Because you hit the pawn, and it's impossible to defend it, right? You have to play like c6 doesn't even work. Yeah? So I was thinking maybe you'd do something like this, but now even c5 is nasty, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
So it doesn't even work. And now we take the pawn for nothing. I mean, you have to play something like queen b3, but I can even throw in a4 or something.
Just rook b8.
Or even a4 first, and then now rook b8. That's... Because okay, I can improve my pawn a little bit. Why not? Right?
Grab space.
Just I want everything.
Just grab space.
Yeah. And now we makan everything.
Yeah.
And it's like tasty. Like the line clear nasi kandar. Everything gets makan.
We'll go there after this.
Alright, somebody's asking about Arca.
Yeah.
I'm curious about Arca as well. Has he already seated? Well, I'm sure he's already seated. If not, he's already lost. But
in Chrono,
of course he's already seated, but it's not here. Maybe we can bring up the Chrono board. Let's see. Just give it a second. Let's look at that. Actually, this is an interesting game, but somehow it doesn't seem to be updating. Yeah, so we'll just give it a moment. And oh, there it is. Okay, so we can jump straight to the game. All right. So. Sorry about that. The ugly board. Okay. Fixed it. Be nice to have a media assistant, I have to say. But we do not have the budget for that. Apologies. Alright. So I'm having to do things all by myself, which is alright. It's alright. The ugly board is... Alright. Right, okay. So, I mean, they're only paying me that much. And I'm sitting here and there's no move.
Are you?
We did all of that adjustment for nothing. Isn't it just fantastic?
Just try to refresh first.
There is no move. What can I say? Clono is the best app in the world.
Maybe they just play 3 move.
Definitely never gonna get sponsored by Clono again. It's terrible, what can I say? Why do people even use this app? Oh, let's see for your 10. Hopefully we can find something for your 10.
Because there's no life here. Let's see.
Why is it only one life? It's
I'm not
terrible.
Sure.
Oh, there is for your 10.
Oh, for 10.
Okay, let's go. E4, C5. For your 10 is black.
Yeah.
He actually got a double white yesterday, so that's why. It is now black, knight C3, H3. Okay.
B5, very good.
G4. This is an interesting way to play against knight off, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Bishop G2, knight C6.
I'm not sure that this knight is good.
I'm not sure either. G6, bishop E3. I mean, I don't know. It looks nice for black, no? You castle. This setup, I'm not so sure about. Yeah.
Yeah,
G4, F4. It could very well be overextended.
I'm not the fan of F4 move here.
Because I'm not sure white is in position to make some sort of attack.
Yeah. I think white should just play C3, Queen E2, Rook D1, and just play solid. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Rather than risky.
Yeah, I think black's equalized for sure.
Yeah.
And this is when the grind starts. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Because when 410 equalizes, he doesn't just want equality, he wants more.
That's his Poyutian.
Yes, he's a very ambitious player. Very ambitious. Okay, so let's move on. See if any other games. The Q game is still not running. This would be a fantastic matchup if we could see it.
Yeah, of course.
But we can't. So what can you do? Alright. So let's go back to the other stuff. Alright. See any other games? Any updates in the Board 1 game? Well, the update is that white is doing fantastically well.
Yeah.
This is a Catalan player's dream. How did this go so wrong? Takes Queen D2 castles, Knight A3, C6.
Knight takes B5, Knight E5.
Takes
Knight
B5,
Knight E5. I think Knight.
From what I remember, you're not supposed to play B5 in these lines. Because of course B5 is always risky.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's gaining space in the queen side, but this pawn on C6 will become a target.
Knight E5 and then
if Knight E5 has played, I can see that there is a bit of a delay. Let's see, there have been quite a few moves. Bishop B7. Castles.
Castle first, okay, very good.
Queen B6. So maybe hinting at C5, so white plays. Oh, sorry, it was Knight D7 first. So it's hinting at C5 ideas. White goes for Rook C1, and now Queen B6. Because the pawn was under attack.
Yeah, I'm not like this.
This looks like a dream for white. When you play the Catalan, as a Catalan player, this is the position you dream about.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I love this position so much.
Okay, but to keep this dream, you have to make sure that he doesn't get C5 in. That is all.
Yep.
How do we do that, I guess? That's the next question. Okay, firstly, is C5 a threat right now? It might be.
C5 is a big threat.
It could be a threat right now. I'm not saying it necessarily is, but it could be a threat. Actually, I'm not so sure. If I play Rook C2, play C5, yeah? This is so great for you? Takes. I was thinking I could do something like this. Yeah, and then you get Knight D5, yeah. Okay, somehow this doesn't feel right. It really doesn't feel right. I think it makes sense to throw in Knight D7.
Yeah, I think Knight D7 first.
Maybe I throw this in, and now I take. And now maybe I have those ideas, yeah?
Yeah, there's just no Knight D5 there.
So maybe you might have to go something like Knight A4.
A4, takes Rook C7.
And Rook C7?
Yeah.
But okay, black has Bishop D5.
Bishop D5.
It feels like black's position has improved.
Sure, yeah, of course.
So maybe C5 is certainly an idea. Oops, sorry, Knight D7, Rook C1. So white is thinking how we can deal with C5. Because we want to keep the dream alive. I'm thinking of some move like Knight D3. But then black continues Rook A C8. and maybe not rook a8 because then it starts to hang. Yeah, so I mean rook a8 because c5 would hang a5. So maybe I go rook f c8. Where were we? We're here, right? Rook c2. Yeah. Knight d3. I'm thinking maybe he just goes rook f c8. Oops. Sorry about that. Where were we? We said bishop b7. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So knight d3. Rook f to c8.
Knight c5.
Maybe now we can do this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe knight c5.
first.
But then
just
wait. But then take and knight d7. And it gets
I think pawn takes is okay.
Okay, pawn takes is interesting, yeah.
Pawn takes is okay because the weakness is fixed on c6.
Okay, after queen c7, what you will do? You will go to queen d6 or?
Maybe it's
because
very
I think if
tempting
you don't
also.
go queen d6, then rook d8.
But still, knight d5 is a problem if I go there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's still very solid, of course. On the knight d5, maybe e4.
Yeah, of course. That's the things.
And then knight moves and I get knight e5.
Yeah.
So just to show, this could be quite dangerous, yeah. Knight e5 because I don't want to hang that pawn on e4.
Yes.
And now it looks actually very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, black is still solid. You can play something like even knight e8. Force the trade. Maybe not force the trade. We have options to go back as well. But I guess we probably should trade because otherwise rook d8.
Yeah, trade is very rook d1, rook f d1.
Yeah, then I go rook d1 and it's pleasant. It's very pleasant.
I love.
Because also do we have rook d6?
Yeah,
maybe.
of course.
Knight e8, maybe I have knight c6 there.
Yeah.
So let's see if this works. Maybe I have this, yeah.
We'll see.
Knight d6, knight d8, rook d8, c d6. If rook d6, then e5. Okay, so maybe it works, yeah.
Try to look first.
If you sorry?
Try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, knight takes.
Knight d8.
Okay, and
then okay, the point is that if you take, very important point, there is e5.
Yeah.
And you're losing because of back rank.
Yes.
So if you do this, then I take and checkmate.
Yeah. That's the things.
So I mean, if I have to put bishop e4, but it's disgusting, yeah.
Bishop before takes knight.
If I take, then maybe bishop
G2. Okay. Bishop G2.
Or maybe that is the easiest way.
Yeah.
Takes and d7.
Yep.
And rook c8 finish.
Yeah, indeed.
Resign.
Yeah, resign. It's time to resign.
Resign.
Yeah.
Or is it resign?
Well,
King f8?
King f8.
Oh, but no, I go rook
just
c8. And then king e7, I go take this bishop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Up a piece.
Exactly. Okay, so it's finished.
But that's why
Okay. But this will not happen, yeah? Probably.
Yeah, of course.
Actually, I like this idea. Knight d3, knight c5. Could be very interesting. Definitely could be interesting. Alright.
This is clamping up the position because black have done nothing for me.
See what the computer says, yeah? But I like it. I like what this is doing. Queen c2. Okay, it's possible as well.
Queen c2 is possible.
I was actually thinking of this one instead. But okay, it's queen d4. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to allow that. Maybe it's still good after knight c6 or whatever. But I like knight c5, yeah. That's a nice suggestion. So queen b6, we were saying knight d3, yeah. Okay. Yes, definitely possible. There's a suggestion of queen e3, but that runs into knight d5, right? How does that? Oh, but okay, it doesn't run into knight d5. Or maybe it's just rook f8, yeah.
Knight takes f7.
Wow. Okay, that is nice. Should show that. Takes. Is it even so clear?
Not so clear, but yeah.
Okay, king g8 is terrible.
Of course, but I think that's the only move. King g6. Okay, king g6.
It looks dodgy, yeah.
Yeah, f4.
Even h4 looks more
yeah.
natural, and then queen d3 is nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very strong. Yeah. Okay, so castles. Queen v6, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, now we're saying, okay, knight d3 is good. Okay, queen e3 is good. Even rook a... Oh, wait. Sorry, rook ac1, knight d7, yeah? We're looking at this.
Yeah, like this.
And we're saying, okay,
Like d3 here.
this is the position. Oh, by the way, knight g5 was played.
Wow.
Which is, by the way, one of the top moves. I
Endgame.
don't really understand
Yeah.
what's the point.
But we
Okay,
understand
firstly,
that's what they
c6
play.
is... Okay, I can see it. c6 is hanging now. Yeah? So this is one thing we're doing with tempo.
Is it knight
And after
d7
rook
is first?
ac8, he wants to take, and he wants to put knight on e4, which will stop c5.
Yeah.
This is very nice.
Very good example.
Because I think if c5, you can play something like knight c5, yeah? And if you take, then this guy hangs, and f8 also hangs.
Yeah. It's very
It
good
will be an
example.
exchange, and then white will be up as a nice central pawn.
Yeah, of course.
Which is, of course, playing for two results.
Yeah.
That's what you want when you're playing some other strong player.
Yeah, of course.
You're playing for two results like that.
And
now,
yeah, I love white position clearly.
Now we can do the doubling thing. Rook c2,
Yeah.
rook c1.
Still
even knight
c5
c5.
is main idea here, and the c6 one always
Yeah.
a burden there.
Yeah, okay. So this is very good for white. No question. Alright. Let's see if there are any other games. Well, what happened here? How did this happen? Okay, took. Interesting. I
would
thought
play
why not
E.
the...
Yeah, I play take with D. Yeah, better 3 pass pawn.
It looks pretty. Yeah,
Yeah,
to do
3
this.
pass pawn. So what you actually nee.
Yeah, it's nice pawns, yeah. Yeah, okay. Maybe she was worried about allowing this center
Yeah,
pawns.
maybe,
but-
maybe.
Okay,
It's
I
understandable.
yeah. But okay, I still think these pawns will be very strong.
Yeah, of course.
Because they will support each other.
Yeah.
You can go a4, whatever. You can go bishop e3 and start pushing.
Yeah.
And it'll be hard to stop it.
Yeah, of course.
You can even play knight d2, put knight on v3.
Yeah, and then
Black's pawns can only go that far. It will go to e5 and d4. And then they will get stuck. That's typical for these central pawns.
yeah.
While our pawns, they have no limits. They can go all the way. Alright. But okay, she was understandably a bit
Much more
concerned.
Positional, slowly.
Yeah, but okay, it's still nice. You go
Yeah,
a4, knight c3, bishop f4.
Yeah.
Given that she's played the Collet, this is a huge success.
Huge success.
Huge success, what can I say?
Yeah, last day I play with my student, so she play in Collet also.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I entering the prep and then got
Oh, yeah, that was the one we saw, right? It was a nice game. Was it the one where there was the opposite bishop and
Yeah.
the rook was on
Yeah.
d3? It's like, let's go rook e1 and like that fantastic rook on d3. Yeah, that had no moves. Okay, a4. Bishop b7. Okay, we were looking at this game, yeah? Queen e2, a6 was really played. No. No way.
That's it.
And then a5. Okay, this is terrible play. Not sure about bishop g5 actually, not thinking about it. Because okay, we have a lot of space, we're cramping him. Also our bishop on e3 is a great piece.
Forward, we exchange that.
Yeah,
We
I
have
probably
some sort-
wouldn't, yeah?
I think some sort of tactical. I'm not sure. West Cabin love the tactical play.
Maybe he thought he had something on... Maybe he thought, oh, I'm threatening sort of queen h5,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
true, but
yeah.
there is h6 and he gets kicked back, yeah?
No, I'm not sure why. He have very good advantage there, but then yeah, who are me to criticize? It's much
Well, you
stronger
can
than
criticize, yeah?
me.
we can always criticize. It's more important we try to understand, why it's not that good. Yeah. Okay, but it wasn't so easy to make progress, yeah? All of the moves that we want to make, we already made. Yeah?
Yep. Queen d2, I don't understand any.
Queen d2 is a suggestion, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't understand any. I think I will play just bishop a2. I'm just waiting if I don't know what
Bishop
to
a2. Right.
do.
Or something like h3. I don't know.
Yeah, h3 also can. Just doing nothing, just waiting for him. What going
What's
to
the
play.
idea of queen d2? I don't understand. It's also low depth, so I guess it is some associated with some d takes e5.
Yeah.
But let's say rook a to d8. I'm not so sure what it does.
I think d5 and then like b5. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Actually, come to think of it, I'm not sure about rook a d1 either, because I think my rook was great on a1
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
So maybe I want to keep it on the a file.
Rook e d1.
e1, yeah. Actually, this is an instructive moment, yeah, because the rook on e1 was of course nice,
Yeah.
but it's already done its job.
Yeah.
So we sort of want to think about it as, we want to look at our rooks and try to plan where do you think they will be well placed. So rook on e1 was nice, but at the same time, if we play rook a d1, the rook on e1 isn't doing very much. So it makes sense, of course, to use this rook to put it on d1, I think. Because this rook will be quite useful on the a file, always. Yeah? Okay. Right. But anyway, actually I like what he did subsequently. a4, bishop a2. And now, okay, he played de and knight, queen e3. Queen e3, what's the idea? Maybe stopping knight c5. Okay.
Yeah,
and now he plays knight h4. Okay, I like this. He's going for knight f5. This is very standard.
Typical Kavi Mohan.
Yeah, goes for the attack. Knight f, but okay, it's very nice because it's
it's very normal.
Yeah, it's very standard, and because of black's terribly placed pieces, it's very strong.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm thinking maybe the bishop on a2 is so strong, I might need to trade. Yeah, so maybe I'm thinking moves like bishop c4 even.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I allow knight f5 and queen g3, it will be mate. Because I cannot even play g6 because of that bishop. So I think at least I need to do something like this. Yeah, because once this bishop is traded, I think I will have more chances. Yeah. Now I don't think I should allow this because then b2 starts to hang. So maybe what I should do is just leave it and let him take it. I'm even considering a move like bishop b1 for a second. But the thing is, I don't have a way to kick this bishop away and then go bishop a2. Because he will go back to e6.
Yeah, of course.
So that probably isn't that great. Well, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Yeah, you can play... Okay, we need to get the move g6 someone to kick this. But it's not easy. Can I do something like king h7?
d6. Rook d6 intending sacrifice.
Wow, that's a nice
rook
idea.
h6.
Rook h6 is the plan, of course. And this is not so easy to deal with.
f6 is a must, yeah.
Okay, f6 and...
f6 is a must. If not, rook to h6 easily win.
Yeah.
And then maybe queen g...
Yeah, queen g3
queen
looks
g3,
logical.
Yeah, queen g3 I think.
Looks logical and very strong. You might be forced to go rook g8. As terrible as... But then knight e7 is disastrous.
Yeah.
c6 is hanging. Oh wait, no. What am I talking about? The rook is hanging.
So
No, I'm stuck with rook d1
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I will go knight e7.
Yeah.
And then you will get crushed. Okay. Right. So this one we are predicting a nice Kavin win. Okay, let's see if there's any other interesting games. What is this? So we're saying we liked black, right? Because black was getting this and now it's getting a nice bishop. But okay, still let's play, yeah? Rook f1, queen c4. Yeah, the endgame would be nice because you get rook d2. Yeah. I mean, it would be okay if we had knight d2, but we don't. So the idea is, of course, after rook comes, then rook d2. And we do not have move like rook f2.
Yeah.
Because bishop, of course, controls that. So this is terrible because we're going to lose pawns. They're probably going to lose our whole queen side. And we're not going to go for that. So queen g4, a5, and now the pawns start to run. Rook d2. Okay, black is clearly in the driver's seat here. Queen e6. h4. How did you... Oh, interesting. h5. Now he took. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. Takes king h2. And he's thinking, because there are a lot of options here. You can, of course, grab the knight, but that runs into h6. So you have to calculate that. You could also
Yeah,
just
rook
go
B1.
rook DD1,
Yeah, rook
threatening
B1.
mate in
Yeah,
one,
yeah, of course.
which is extremely tempting as well.
I think that's
Actually, maybe even better, because okay, I guess of course the queen needs to go, yeah,
yeah.
because you go king h3,
I just check.
yeah, check king
And then
g4, and then no, after king h3, yeah, check and then I take the knight,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
or even I take the knight first,
Yeah.
because you don't have h6 because
yeah,
I can just take it.
Yes.
So what do you have? There is no way to defend the knight.
No, not exact way.
Maybe we have to do this.
With that, I think just check.
Can we even do this? Or is it too much?
Yeah,
There is g3 though.
I think just.
You can even just grab the
Yeah,
knight.
just grab the first, like just grab first.
Grab the you can even just take the knight, I guess.
Yeah. It's nothing.
Still queen e4 though. Checks start to happen.
Check start to happen, huh?
Yeah.
Check.
It's not so simple.
No. Okay.
Or maybe I go
we
and
should check. We should check.
Okay.
And then rook c3.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and it should be nasty.
Yeah.
G3 and I guess even if we don't see anything, we just go rook c8. It's winning.
It's really.
It must be easily winning.
Yeah.
So okay, white is going down. And that's just only one way. It's probably not even the best way. It's not even the best way. It's just one way to crush him.
Yeah, of course.
Who else haven't we seen? I'm gonna give everyone a chance here. Yvonne we've seen already. What haven't we seen? Let's just choose one. What is this?
Prophylaxis move.
This reminds me of those King's Indians.
Yeah.
The Fianchetto King's Indians, but with the bishop on v3. Which I don't know how it got there. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? These lines. Yeah.
Still a ton.
Very, very classic lines. d6, knight c3, knight d7, castles e5, e4. No. Castles e5, e4, takes, knight c5, whatever, rook e1, c6, then queen's,
h3.
yeah, h3 first, a5,
Bishop e3.
yeah, I guess you go bishop e3 first, yeah, because rook e8 hasn't been played.
Yeah.
You go rook e8, if rook e8's been played, then you go queen
Queen
c2.
Yes.
So okay, a4, queen c2, queen a5, these type of lines.
Yeah.
Or even without a5, this structure. It's similar to what has happened in the game. How did we get there? Oh, it's this bishop d3 line.
Compact system.
Yeah. It's almost had got some Roy Lopez characteristics.
Yeah.
The bishop goes to c2. Okay, but black gets d5.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know about this whole a4, not a3. Maybe it was necessary to go d4.
Yeah, I think d4 now is
Or is there like, I don't think there is any sort of tactics because we are not ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's okay for
a4, this feels wrong, yeah, because d5 now and black is taking over. Okay, it's not like white's much worse or anything, but it's just more pleasant to play black. Play is very easy. You just go b6, everything's defended. b6, rook d8, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Right now d3 is a big problem.
Sorry?
D3 is a big problem for white.
But that's always the pawn that white has to worry about. Yeah. I'm not sure that the bishop is actually better placed on v3 because usually on g2 in those lines, white will have counterplay along the long diagonal. But now, actually, it might be worse on v3. So this is looking very good for black.
I think that takes c3.
Alright. Next, anything else? Under 12. Zhang Haoxuan. It seems like the Chinese like to play a Taimano.
Of course.
Queen f3 is the old main line.
Yeah.
When I say old main line, it means like back in 2020, this was all the rage. In 2024, this is all the rage. Yeah, but this move, right? The idea being there is this line, b5, knight c6, and you go queen d2. Which actually up until 2021 was not a thing. But now everybody is playing this line. Everybody, their mother, their grandmother, and their grandfather is playing this line. Queen c4, and you saw move the knight away. It's an interesting line, yeah. Castles, knight f6, and now we got knight h5. Yeah. So these type of positions, they're actually very awkward to develop these pieces here. So knight d5 is the main line. I actually had a few games here. Bishop d4, rook g8, and now it's something like queen d3. I'm not mistaken. And the idea is that after g6, we go bishop g2. Takes, takes. So you cannot take back because e-file opens up, yeah? And you get checkmated. This is the crazy new Taimanov line that's being played all the time now. So black has to play bishop e7, takes, and now the best move here is g5. Not g takes h5, which actually was played against me, but you have to play g5. Yeah, and now black probably plays something like rook g6, and you just play something like f4, bishop f6. And it's a bit awkward for black to get his pieces on the king's side out. So this position is considered quite dangerous for black. I'm not revealing any secrets here because like literally all the e4 players know about this line. So
but it's kind of new for me because
because you don't play this line as black, yeah.
I play this also, but I haven't met this in my game.
Because like when I was playing last year in Europe, every single game was g4 that was played against me. Every single game by anyone worth playing. Yeah, the 2200s, they were all playing g4 against me. Okay, but that trend maybe hasn't reached Asia yet. It will very soon. Knight f6, queen g3. Okay, this is not a good line. Yeah, because there is this move knight g4. Takes, and black has just better. Just much better. f6, okay, I like that. Now you can just take it, right? I don't understand why he didn't take the pawn. What was he worried about? I don't understand. Maybe he was worried about some bishop g6 check, king d8, and maybe some rook f1. But okay, even just bishop c5.
d5 was a good thing.
Yeah, maybe d5. Maybe d5 now, yeah. After like a move, like e4, maybe now even d5. We have to be careful that the sacks don't work though.
Yeah.
There could be takes and knight d5.
That's why I played d5 first.
And I mean it works because I have bishop e3 check, right? Intermediate.
Yep.
So if you take, I will give this check first. So that you don't have knight. Because what I want to avoid is this. Which can be very annoying. If you take, then the bishop on c5 is lost. That I will give a check first. And now I will take back. And why am I not just better? Because the whole point of d5 is I want to meet rook f7 with rook a7. And this thing is protected.
Of course.
Okay, I can understand why maybe you didn't like it. Okay, bishop e7, fine. Black is still better. Even now it was possible to take. Because there is no bishop h7, the rook is protected. I still don't understand why he's not taking the pawn. Maybe there is some broadcast issue.
Maybe he said double points weak.
Maybe. But at the same time, you know, it's just a free central pawn.
That's the thing.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's a broadcast error. Because we have seen so many issues with this ID chess. But okay, if it's not, then I guess he deserves some criticism. It's constructive criticism. Not scolding, only criticism. Let's look at this game. Yeah, actually, this is also a very interesting matchup. Two Malaysian young talents. Tan Yijun against Chong Jin Chang. Castles, knight f3, castles, rook e8, bishop f4. I didn't say Tan Yijun likes this line. Yeah. h6. This is the interesting way to play. Yeah. It's a line g5 and then bishop e3 and you go like bishop f5. Computer hates it because he says he goes h4 or something. But if you go down the line, it gets more and more crazy. So actually it's possible to play this practically. Okay. Also, I think it's an interesting choice by Jin Cheng because he usually likes to play the King's Indian. but now he's gone for this Benoni.
Yeah.
He's been working with Joran, and I know Joran has been learning this Benoni recently.
Mhm.
So maybe he's taught him a little bit about it. Yeah, it could well be preparation. No, it's not could well be. It's definitely preparation. Question is, I don't know why they're spending so much time. 'Cause you would definitely have expected Bishop F4.
No, I think it had played a lot of move already.
Yeah, maybe there have been more moves, but
Yeah.
it is not updating. Okay, maybe it's the board issue. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else that's interesting? If not, then maybe it's time for us to take a quick break.
Yeah.
We'll take 10 minutes, maybe about 10-minute break, and we'll be back. About 10 minutes, alright? So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Alright, we are back. So, where we left it, we were saying that white has a fantastic position in round 1 game. So, knight g5. Yeah, we were very impressed by the move knight g5, yeah. Hitting c6 and everything. Knight takes, d takes c5. Okay, knight d5, and now white is just clamping down on this c5 square. Gotta make sure that c5 doesn't happen. Otherwise, black will be doing well. But, of course, he's not gonna let it happen. g6, okay, and now knight e4. I like this. So he's bringing his knight, well, probably to d6 or c5. Yeah, black decided, okay, to attack e5 with queen d4, but okay, knight c5 is a strong move. So, okay, bishop b7 is attacked and he drops back. Yeah, so, alright. Let's give it a second. So, let's see if there have been any developments over the board. No, still thinking. Alright, so let's try to figure this out. Black wants to take the pawn on e5. That is blatantly obvious. What can we do about it, is the question. Because it looks extremely dubious what black is doing. Okay. So, yeah, it's a bit awkward to protect this pawn, yeah? I was thinking of knight d3, but then maybe there is knight b4. By the way, knight d3 was played. Knight b4, knight takes, I guess needs to be played. Or is there something better? I don't think there is. So let's say knight takes b4, a takes b4. So pawn on a2 is getting hit now. Not so easy, because e5 is also hanging. So if queen c6, then pawn on a2 is gone. This is getting messy. The pawn on b2 is, yeah, it's pretty loose. Not so sure about this. Well, also I'm not so sure what you play other than knight b4, so I think he'll have to do it like sooner rather than later. Okay, so knight d3, knight b4 takes ab. And now what? Or do we maybe not take on b4? Because this actually looks very nice for black. So maybe what we do is, can we do something like just queen c3? Does that make any sense? I'm not sure it does, but should still look at it. There's also rook d8 that we should look at. There's something like, okay, but rook d8 maybe is not so good, because there is maybe something like this. And it will be a bit harder to take this. Well, I say that and then maybe bishop b7, yeah? So it's not harder to take it. But I guess bishop c6. And if takes, then I guess we can drop the bishop back. Yeah, so even something like bishop f3. And the bishop on c8 is a little bit awkward. If bishop d7, then we have rook d1. And I think white is now doing well, because the bishop will be stuck. It won't have any squares. If bishop e8, then rook d8. So I think you have to play rook a7. But this is nice. This is very nice for us. Can even consider something like rook d4 going for this pawn. Okay. So maybe after queen c3, black should take. Say rook takes c3. And now it's the question, what do we do? Well, the analysis has gone missing. Right. So where we left it was here. White's play knight d3. We were saying knight b4. See what the NG thinks about this. I think knight b4 has to be played. And yes, queen c3 is one of the best moves. Okay, so not so bad, yeah? Rook takes c3. because okay, if rook d8, then I guess it's the same. Let's check the line which I was looking at. Takes rook d4, knight b4, a b4, and then bishop c6. Yeah. Oh, or even better, just rook d1, because now if you take, then you cannot. Then you are stuck because you cannot take a2 because rook d8 check wins the bishop, and otherwise you are stuck because if you go bishop b7, then rook d7, and again you have no moves. So this is strategically winning. So yeah, queen c3. Of course, to trade off this very active queen on d4. Takes, rook takes c3. By the way, knight b4 has been played, and white is thinking. As he should be. He should think long and hard here. So, rook takes c3. Now what? Because I think he has to take, yeah? Otherwise, I don't see any move for black. Rook takes c3. So if knight takes a2, I reckon we can just... Oh, actually rook a3 just traps it. I was thinking rook c6, which is also good, but rook a3 just wins a piece. So that's impossible, which is not good news for black. Maybe black needs to do something like this, but even something like a3 is worth considering. Yeah? Because the pawn on b7 is always going to be an issue. You know, I like a3. Knight takes d3, and even just... Well, if ed, maybe b4. So maybe we take rook takes d3 first. Takes. And, okay, let's say bishop b7, and then we go something like rook c1. And I don't think we should be afraid of rook d8 because we always have bishop e4. Then we're going to bring our king slowly, and we should have a very nice position. King e2. Black's bishop is always passive, and now we are threatening to take on c6. And maybe if he defends it, perhaps we can even consider some sort of play on the king side. We could also even consider a move like a4. Yeah, not sure it's the best, but it's certainly worth consideration. This and rook a1. And we start to take and put pressure on his pawns. Or even just pushing on the queen side with something like h4 followed by g4. And trying to create another weakness with h5. Okay, white is doing well. Okay, black is still solid, but it's also very, very passive for him. Just realize, knight d3, there is bishop c6, as the computer points out. And after rook moves, then we take on d3. And this is actually a much better version. Oops. Of course not that. Takes, and it's nice. b4, I don't think we even entertain it. We can even play a4, yeah? And that should be very nice for us. Okay, so this one is looking good for white. Let's look at the other games. Well, Tan Yizhen's game is heating up against Chong Jin Cheng. Bishop e3, knight d7. Yeah, and h4. As mentioned, this is always the typical way to play against g5. Okay, there will be some knight g4, bishop will drop back. It will be hard to maintain this. Because also the point is that black, behind h4, is that white is not worried about g4. Because knight will go back. Yeah, perhaps even to e1. And the idea will be to try to bring the knight. Let's say black plays something like rook b8. Yeah, okay. h6 is hanging, so you have to play king h7. And then now we can even start to bring our knight. We can give a check first even, just to improve our pieces. Why not? Queen d2. And now we can play knight d3. And bring the knight to f4. And that is always a very annoying thing for black. Alright, so here white is doing well. Right, let's move on. Let's see if there are any other interesting games. Okay. Well, this game black is doing very well. We left it somewhere here, and yeah, it's looking very good for black. Rook e6, queen c2, rook e to d1. Yeah, black is just going to power on this pawn. Is it already? Oh, he does queen d7, hitting this pawn. So black is not threatening this. Oh, he is actually threatening it right now, which is not very nice. So white plays knight e1 defending, but it's still unpleasant. Still very, very unpleasant for white. It's very, very passive. Can even consider something like f5 now. So I'm trying to expand on this side of the board. Yeah, maybe just f5. Not f5. h5. Okay, h5 makes sense. Knight c4 or something like rook e6, yeah? Because the point is that white can never play d4. And if white can never play d4, then it'll always be stuck. So that is the issue. Right, let's see if there are any other games ongoing. By the way, we left this game here. We're saying that black was winning. And yeah, queen f5 was a nice tactic. Yeah, and we were saying, okay, even rook d1. Rook d1 is probably the easiest way. Yeah. Which it is. But okay, instead of that, bishop f2 is also probably good enough. Queen g4. Rook d1, and now it's finished. Yeah, g3. Wow, bishop takes g3. This is epic stuff. Check. Bishop f4. The queen on g4 is completely stuck here. Queen h4, and now the knight goes, and the white queen has no squares. King e4. Right, that's brave, but it's not gonna help. So rook d1, and actually white king is getting trapped now, because there's nothing you can do. For instance, even if you try to bring the queen back, that doesn't work, because I give a check on e1, and then I pin your queen, and I win the whole house. So that's a disaster. Okay, so white is doing well. Sorry, black is doing well. Black is gonna win this game. We have some results already. We did not look at this game, but let's checkmate on the board. Oh yeah, we left it here. Yeah, we said it's a typical Maroczy. Queen d2 is... It's queen d2, I think. So knight... What happens if knight takes e4? Then knight c6, I guess? Knight d2, knight e7, king h8, and some sort of bishop b6. Maybe that's the reason. So this is a very typical tactic, but maybe it doesn't work here, yeah? Check, bishop b6, and we end up, if I'm not mistaken, with some extra material. Yeah, if knight takes f1, then the knight actually probably gets trapped, yeah? Bishop f2, the knight is trapped, and our knight is probably not because of knight d5. Yeah? And it's very important that bishop f8 doesn't work because of bishop d4. So black has no way to win the pinned knight, which means that we're just gonna win an extra piece with king takes f1. Okay, so this doesn't work. So black played a5, which is not the move he wants to play, most certainly. Knight e6, wow, okay, and now it just wins an exchange and he won the game. Or I won the queen. Queen a6, and the queen was trapped. Wow, it's even worse. Okay, right. So let's move on. Right, so we have Schwarren student here, who is... Well, she's down a pawn. How did that happen? So it's this line. Sorry. Oh, bishop d7, knight c2, bishop b5. Takes, and okay, a4. That's interesting. Queen c2 takes d4. c8. Yeah, I don't know. White's play seems quite passive. I think black has equalized easily. And okay, bishop a3. And black is doing well. Even king d7 looks like a nice advantage for black. No, not a big advantage. I don't know about this. It feels a bit slow, yeah. But maybe it does get the pawn after all. I was thinking maybe she should push to a5. Because this is probably more annoying, yeah? Knight c4 and bishop d2. So if black takes, then now we have... Oh, it's not so easy because there's no rook c1. I don't like giving up this pawn, I would say. Knight c4, bishop d2. I'm still trying to make this work. Tau. Maybe now just bishop b4. This looks like a better version of what she's trying to do. Still knight c4 and... Okay, maybe just something like bishop c5 or something. I don't know. Maybe this is not good. Yeah, but after bishop d2, it's still unpleasant, yeah? Or is it not? Oh, actually, I just realized this is nice, yeah? Because if v6, rook b4. So maybe actually she has some very nice ideas. Yeah, actually, I like what she's done. Bishop d2, and if takes, then trying to trap the knight. This is very nice. Knight b6, and now I guess a4, yeah? Is the typical way you deal with this. Yeah, a4. If knight a4, then rook b7, castles, and okay, this is fine for white. So white's out of the woods here. So actually, this bishop d2 idea was very nice. Of course, this whole knight b6 felt like too much. Black's not. Black could have just brought his pieces out, just king d7, rook c8, and this pawn wouldn't have been running away. But instead, I think black was too enthusiastic, and he's left his pieces on the king's side for too long, and now actually white gets some very good counterplay. And yeah, white seems to be holding this. By the way, I just realized there might be bishop a5 as well. Knight c4. Oh, but then maybe rook c. Yeah, maybe that is possible as well. Yeah, rook b7. Castle, so... Oh wait, no, the knight's protecting the rook. I clearly still haven't woken up yet. Okay. So here we think white is doing well. Okay. Very good. See, are there any other interesting games? No, bishop a5 was played. I think she's no. This is the commentator's curse. Yeah, I'm suggesting a blunder and she's making it. This is not nice. Of course, a4 was the move, right? Yeah, of course, a4 was the way to go. And black is okay. Black is maybe slightly more comfortable here. Yeah, knight b6, knight c4. Black is more comfortable for sure, but at the same time, there is nothing too much to worry about. Okay, so now she's gonna lose. That is sad. Well, this one has come to my attention as a game which, you know, looks interesting. And it came from London as well. So obviously black is fine from the opening, as he always is in London. But then something wrong happened. Queen b2, rook d8. Okay, this is absolutely fine. a4, a5. Okay. Knight e5. Alright. Knight d7. Not sure what the idea of that is. Because you're almost like forcing white to put his bishop on d4, and yeah, maybe black thought that he would have e5 ideas, but white is in time with c4. Okay. Bishop f6 takes. And now I'm already liking white, yeah? Maybe black should have gone for some sort of e5. Yeah, bishop c3, and I'm not sure how you continue here. Can you do something like dc4 and maybe something like f6? Oh wait, no, e4 wins a piece there. So bishop c4. It's only move. And now f6 is not possible. Yeah, I think white is doing alright in any case. Yeah. Now maybe okay, you just double on the c file and play. It looks like an interesting position. Okay, bishop f6, this is definitely good for white. Knight b3, and yeah, white is doing very well. Bishop f5. This pawn on d5, obviously it's an isolated pawn, and it's not really supported very well. Not to mention that black's pieces are very awkwardly placed. Bishop g6 is an attempt to trade it off. But now, of course, she will take the knight. Yeah, and go for a good knight against bad bishop position. Take and knight c5, and now you double. Yeah, so takes on d7, rook d7, and knight c5, rook moves, and now we double rook fd1, we go rook d4, I know what you play, h6, now play rook d4, I just say you play some random moves, and now rook ad1, and things start to happen, yeah? Pawn on d5 really starts to come under serious pressure, and I don't think it's even possible to defend it. So yeah, this is positional disaster for black. Alright, so we'll see. But he will play bishop takes d7, yeah. Okay, because also if you go bishop g4, guess... Oh, there's rook c2, yeah, so that will not happen. Okay, right, let's go back. Any other interesting games? It seems like the games here... Yeah, there isn't too much going on in these games at the moment. Well, let's look at what? Draw agreed? Why draw agreed? Don't understand. Knight e4, queen d4, we were really liking white, yeah? Knight c5, knight d3. Oh, we played queen c5. Okay, also makes sense. Takes rook c5 and bishop b7, he offered draw. Interesting. Because we were thinking like some position, maybe some position like this, yeah? Rook d8, maybe bishop e4. And now we play rook f to c1. And it's looking good for white. Almost like white is playing for two results. Because he can put his king on e2. And yes, it may seem like, okay, we have this weakness on d3. But it's easily protected with our bishop. Our pieces are active. And black has no real good way to activate his stuff. Especially this bishop on b7. Which is just passive, and we have a very clear plan. So just playing rook c1 and just to show you, we're going to play king f1 and we're going to play king e2, and I'm not sure what black is going to do in the meantime. And now the pawn on c6 really becomes a serious issue. So yeah, it will not be an easy task to win. Even if we get this pawn, it won't be easy. But there is no way we should take a draw there. Absolutely no. Draw is not the way to go. All right. So, don't like that decision, obviously. But okay, the good news for our local fans is that if Poyutan now wins, he catches up with these guys. So that's very good news. He is then catching up with, I think, with Dang, yeah? Either Dang or Tenenbaum, one of these guys. So, okay, we will see. And I think next round will be really quite epic because we'll see Poyutan against one of these guys. So that will be the match that really decides the title. But that will be for next round. Okay. Now, speak of Poyutan, let's have a look at Poyutan's game. Right. So let's start from the beginning. Oh yeah, we looked at this. There was some g4 idea. We really liked Poyutan's position earlier, but somehow I'm feeling a bit less enthusiastic now. Rook c8, knight d5, okay, bishop g7. Yep, we like black here. Bishop b6 and bishop d4. Okay, e5. e5 is always quite a committal decision. Yeah, because you're blocking your bishop and you're also giving some stuff up. Like maybe this pawn on d6 could be a target. But I think what Poyutan is doing is he is banking on the fact that he can play d5. How exactly? I'm not so sure. So, okay, firstly his idea was if you drop back with a bishop, he will take and he will pluck this square on d5. That's why White decided he had to take on f6. Bishop takes, bishop e3. Queen e7. Okay, so maybe he's going for another plan completely. He's going for bishop g5. So he'll play rook c to d8, which is hinting at d5, but he'll also be thinking of trading off his bad bishop with bishop g5, which makes a lot of sense. So White stops this with queen d2, takes control of g5, rook d8, and now I guess he will double, yeah? Not double, he will place rook to d1 because he needs to stop d5. So Poyutan's going to double, g5, bishop g7. But it wouldn't be so easy for Poyutin to play d5, because if he plays rook c d8, it's always met by bishop b6. Okay, granted, it's still quite a solid position, but maybe white can try h4. So, I'm gonna say h4, thinking of bishop h3. Yeah? That could be interesting. But of course, it's a bit risky. You're weakening your king a little bit. Plays king h2. Okay, I'm not sure what that actually does. Why is the king actually better on h2 than on g1? It's not clear to me. It's a bit too deep. Okay, we will see. So this one is heating up. It's really all about whether black can get some sort of freeing break in. The main break is d5, which for now is being stopped. But okay, there are also moves like f6 that maybe could be considered in the near future. Although now there's h4 still, so it's not really that serious as of yet. Okay, but the good news is that there are a lot of pawns, a lot of pieces on the board. It's very imbalanced, and chances for Poyutin to outplay, most certainly. Alright, so let's go back to see if there are any other live games. There should be. But we haven't seen some of the under 16s yet, have we? So let's go to them. Nothing much here. Okay, under 18, we can look at Agnes. Haven't seen Agnes for this round. So let's see how she's doing. She's playing, I believe, another Malaysian. d4, d5, c4, e6. Okay, Catalan, knight c6. Bishop e7 takes a3. Yeah, this is definitely a way to play. It's the modern way that they're trying against this line. Bishop b2, castles. I don't understand why you would do the modern way, simply because the old way was already good enough. Yeah, the classic knight c3, bishop g5. But okay, it's fair enough. Right. So, okay. I have to say, I always like these positions for white, because your play is very obvious. You play something like, you can play knight c3, rook c1, you can think of knight a4 to c5, and, okay, even something like queen b3 and rook d1. Basically, to play against this IQP, just try to restrict this IQP, bring your pieces out, and put pressure. Well, for black, it's not so simple. So I've always really liked white in these type of positions. I feel like white has a comfortable position without too much risk. And honestly, in chess, that is as good as it gets. Good position with no risk of losing. But of course, it won't be that easy to win. Right. Let's go back, see if there's anything else going on. Check the under 16 goals. Interesting. So, I mean, we'll look at that later with our fifth, I guess, because our fifth students made a draw. But okay, we'll go to some of the other guys. Well, we've already seen Kevin's game. Let's see Leon Roy, because that's an interesting matchup. And there are no games. Oh wait, there are most, but it's taking some time to load. Okay, so how did we end up here? It looks quite a balanced endgame. Not to say that it will be a draw for sure. I'm sure, especially Yunroi, he's gonna have to try, because after yesterday's loss, he's gonna have to bounce back with a win if he's gonna have any chance of, you know, success in this tournament. Okay, so castles b3, bishop b2. Okay, so white is going for a solid setup. Yeah, knight takes e4. Okay, and black gets e5. Generally speaking, if black can get e5 without consequences, then he's doing well. But okay, it's no more than equality in this case, yeah. But okay, bishop f5. Maybe black can try to say he has a bit of a slight pull with his rook on the e file, but I don't really buy it. Just h4 and rook d1 feels quite balanced to me. Although, okay, black's king is coming closer to the center, so maybe black has a small sort of symbolic edge, but it's not going to be very much, obviously. That being said, okay, you play king e7, you play maybe You play maybe king e7, and at some point you can try to expand on the king side with g5. So you'll try to play this as black for sure. Yeah, and for white, maybe if he doesn't play accurately, it could be a bit unpleasant. Okay, so we'll see. This one will take some time. So let's jump back to the Coven game, I guess. It's only fair we take a look at that. Let's find it. Alright, here we go. Coven. Oh, Coven is crushing. He has a massive attack. Castles, rook e1. So we left it somewhere here. And we were feeling very optimistic about Coven's position after... Well, actually, we weren't feeling that super optimistic. Yeah, we thought that white was better, but that bishop c4 was necessary, which was played. Knight f5, we were also expecting this. Knight f8, queen g3. Okay, this is good. And then h4, of course, threatening h5. And this is getting unpleasant. Yeah, takes, bishop takes, and rook d8. But okay, because if you take on d8, this is the point. Queen d8, h5, there's queen d1 check. And the pawn on h5 is gone. But okay, Coven simply just plays rook d3. Okay, could also have moved the rook away with rook e1. Okay, this makes sense as well. Takes. And now, okay, h5, queen g5. It's looking unpleasant, yeah? Queen d7, and now... Okay, knight c1 defending the pawn. So calm. But now g4 is nasty. Yeah, actually there's no way to stop something crashing through on h5. This is absolutely nasty. Okay. Yeah, maybe after rook d3 there was something better, yeah? Maybe he had to take... Okay, he took right away, which I think he had to. Okay, if I move anything else, there is h5. So I have to block h5 myself. Queen g5. Maybe now there's something. It's not so obvious what it is, though. Definitely I cannot allow some sort of g4. Trying to think of how I could do that. Okay, maybe I need to bring my knight to e6. Maybe that is the only way. So my idea, of course, by knight d7 is to play g4, knight c5. And if you take, then I'll play knight e6. And now I can put my knight on f4. So let's say you drop back to g4. I'm going to put the other knight on f4. And yeah, I think I'm just about surviving here. Because if h6, I can just play g6. And everything is protected. And now actually my knights start to become very strong. So maybe this is what black had to do, yeah? To bring his knight back to d7. So that was actually the way to defend. Because all the other ways looked really bad. Queen d7, knight c1. And now it's lost here because you cannot use this d7 square to come back. So there's no way to get your knight to e6 to protect everything. Right. And now it's lost. And white wins. Because it's just a free piece. For nothing. You know, when the computer is suggesting knight c4, you know it's bad. You know it's really bad. Alright, let's look at some other guys. Who else haven't we looked at? Let's go back to the Tunisian game. Because these are some of our strongest players in the country. Bishop e3, Queen c1, Bishop e3, Knight d7, h4. We left it here, g4, Knight e1. And not King h7, but h5, which, I mean, I think white is right to spring in with bishop h6 to try to trade off this fantastic bishop of blacks. Because also this bishop is a problem piece for us. And, well, I don't think black can try something like bishop h8. That seems too risky. Probably some sort of queen g5 is going to be nasty, followed by knight d3 to f4. Yeah, just knight d3, stopping rook e5, and now this is pretty nasty. Okay. Still is not so easy, yeah? Still there's c4, and if knight f4, then knight e5 would be pretty bad, yeah? Sorry, then rook e5 would be... Wait, not rook e5. Not rook e5 because of... Oh wow, this is nice. But instead, rook g8, and this is nasty. Okay. So maybe instead of knight d3, we have something better. Maybe we don't give a check on g5 after all. We just bring our knight and just say it's nasty for you, yeah? Yeah. Okay. So unpleasant in any case. Right. So in the game, what happened? Black played. Well, Black's thinking. If Black lets White take on g7, get knight d3 to f4, he is busted. He's totally busted. So that wouldn't happen. All right. Let's see. What else is there? So what other games do we have? Well, I think that's covered most of them at this point. Let's maybe go back to the Chrono and see if there's anything left. Perhaps in the Chrono there might be some games, yeah? Okay, so the Yunre game is still going on, a3. Okay, this will be a long game. Shin, what do you do as Black? Maybe you can go g5 now. Yeah, and maybe try to kick him with some sort of g4, h5. I think I would go g5, because I don't think White is threatening some sort of b5. Yeah, you can just take it. And White has no real threat, so it's time for us to get our ideas in and push the stuff on the king side where we are superior. Okay, so I'm expecting Black to press this. Actually, you know, the way White is playing this is extremely passive, and I wouldn't be surprised if Black manages to squeeze something out after a long grind. But it will not be a fast game, that's for sure. How is the Poyutan game going? Let's see. Okay, so Poyutan has gone for the break f6. It's one of the breaks we're talking about. White played h4 as expected, and now rook f8. So I think this is a smart choice by Poyutan because he understands that d5 is not going to happen. So he's trying to open up some stuff here. That being said, he's not rushing because he knows if he rushes too much, then then White will be prepared to deal with it. So he's playing moves like rook f8. He's saying, okay, maybe I might want to play f5. Maybe I might want to tick and even play something like rook f4. He's keeping all the ideas on the table. And in this way, he makes it very hard for his opponent to guess what he's really going for. And that's what the really strong players like to do. They like to keep a lot of ideas in hand. So you have to think long and hard about how to deal with it. And before you know it, you're actually low on time. So that's his strategy, I guess. It's disappointing because this was supposed to be one of the most exciting games, and it turns out that there are no moves at all. I don't know why that is, but there are no moves. And there's no way we can even watch it, which is sad. Some boards just don't have any games. Right. What else do we have? Let's check the other categories. We haven't really given the other categories too much attention. So, with the under 14 goals, I think we said we're liking Aino's position, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the game is stuck. We left it here and there's still no moves. It's still stuck. So that doesn't help. Yeah. Okay. So, well, we haven't seen Ashwini's game. Ashwini's game should be interesting. So, no moves. Oh, there are moves. Okay, very good. E4, C5. Knight F3, D6. D4 takes Queen D4, okay. Queen E3. Yeah, this is one of those modern. This is definitely not the modern way. Oh, maybe it is, yeah. Okay, because rook on H8 is counterattacked. Okay, F6 takes. It's a very interesting line. I don't even know how to evaluate this. Bishop E6. Knight goes back to F7, I guess. Knight will go to. I guess the knight is planning to go to E5 at some point. Yep. F5 is also an idea, of course. Takes Knight D5 and Okay, it's an interesting position, yeah. Rook e1 and but actually I think I like white because f4 is probably gonna come very soon and it's not so clear where these knights are gonna go to. So the thing about f5 in a lot of these lines is that it seems very tempting, of course, because it's breaking up the white center and it forces white to give up his central pawn. But what often happens is that these pawns can actually become quite loose, as you're seeing now. So white's playing knight d5, he's putting pressure with rook e1, f4, and these pawns actually get quite loose. Okay, but okay, the knight on d5 is hanging, I just realized, so maybe we need to spend a move, maybe some sort of... We need to spend a move doing something about this. What do we do actually? We could even take on c6, yeah? We should force black to take knight takes c6. And even a move like bishop g4 there looks very interesting. So forcing bishop takes g4 and yeah, it looks like a nice position for white. A lot of pressure on e7. And yeah, fantastic knight on d5. Okay, she's going for it. Knight takes e6. Black has to take back with the knight because otherwise e7 drops on the spot. And then yeah, we have a lot of moves. I was suggesting bishop g4, but it's obviously not the only way. It's maybe not even the way, but I mean, there are many ways for it to do it. Even bishop c4, maybe just a simple bishop c4, threatening some nasty is covered attacks, and also threatening the pawn on e7. That looks like an interesting way to do it. Yeah, maybe that's the way, yeah? Knight c6, bishop g4. It's unpleasant for black. And the bishop will find a very nice square on b3. Yeah, I think that is the way to do it. So I'm predicting good news for white in this game, which is probably not good news for our Malaysian players. They are kind of suffering in today's round. Alright. Let's look at the other games. Under 12. Interesting because there are two Zhang Haoxuans. One Jay-Z. I never understood why these Chinese players, they have these brackets and some sort of characters at the back of their name. Why is it written that way? But okay, there is no game, yeah. This game was a draw. What? It was this game where white was like up, black was like much better, yeah? And we thought black was gonna win. And somehow he let white get the pawn to d6 with some weird moves like this. I'm not understanding why black didn't take. It was just winning an extra pawn, knight e4, d5. And black wins the game on the spot. No compensation for this. But instead, he's doing this, and before you know it, okay, white is getting some compensation with his strong knight on d6, and black is black is offering a draw, and okay, I think white has to definitely take the draw. I think black could still play on putting his bishop on d5, but I guess he was scared, and he sort of knew he was playing badly, yeah? Okay. I see what happened. Knight d6 and the bishop went back to a6, and there was a repetition that way. Okay. He could have taken on a2 though, right? Maybe he didn't like... I don't know what he didn't like. Maybe he didn't like some sort of... Okay, so because bishop is coming back to b3, yeah? So maybe he didn't like some sort of rook d3. But I don't know. It's hard to say because there's always sort of bishop takes d6 and bishop comes to c4. So I guess black was just scared of ghosts in this game. That's all I can say. Alright. Now, the other Zhang Haoxuan is on board too. This guy has no ZJ at the end. I don't know what ZJ stands for. Okay, rook e1, a6, bishop f1. Yep, this is all standard stuff. h3, knight g6. Okay. Knight d5, okay, going for c3 and d4, yeah? Or d3. d3, I'm not so sure. Here, I think black is doing fine. Black is doing fine. But it does allow knight g5. I think he should have taken with queen. So that knight g5, bishop could drop back. Because queen b3 in that case wouldn't be that scary. I can just move my king and kick your knight next move. But now knight g5 is pretty scary. And now what? You know what? He doesn't take on e6? What? Why did he not take the bishop on e6? And now black is already doing fine again. DC5 and D5, yeah? Or what? No, but here I'm not so sure. Here I'm starting to... Wait a second. There have been so many moves in this game. So, yeah. I mean, my opinion of this, of who's better, is just shifting with every move. Yeah. Knight F5. I think now white with the two bishops is for choice. But it's not so easy. Wow, okay. So, bishop h4, knight h4, you can't take back because that's hanging, yeah? There be a way to win this though. There just has to be a way. Okay, what did he do? He played queen d2. It makes a lot of sense, obviously. Try to take it. Oops. Try to take that piece on h4 because now c2 is defended. Yeah. And black didn't find anything better than this. Which, yeah, now it's just good for white, yeah? Extra piece and white just consolidated and now it's looking nice for white. Actually winning for white. Now we just play something like rook h3. Black has zero compensation. And also he might also be about to get mated as well. Let's say if queen moves back, then I go rook h3 and white is checkmating. So we can call this one 1-0. Under 12 goes. See who is in under 12 goes. Sri Kartika Velmuragan. Sri Kartika Velmurugan. Let's see. E4, E6, D4, D5. Okay. This way, yeah. Bishop E7. Interesting line. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do. Was it like bishop d3 or something? Maybe it was. Because I think knight f3, this is probably what black wants, yeah? Because black gets c5 in a pretty decent version. Queen b6. Takes doesn't feel right, yeah? But then again, black had a lot of pressure on this pawn, so maybe there wasn't any big choice. And that's why usually they... Also, another thing they usually do is they put the d knight on f3 in these lines, yeah? So you have bishop e3. But now, okay, black takes the pawn e5. Okay. So in general, I think black should be fine, but... Okay, at the same time, I'm not sure about this whole f5 thing. It didn't feel right. Yeah. That's what he was worried that white was going to use this diagonal, but now it's even worse because white sort of fixes this pawn on e6 as a serious target. And now the whole white center, so the whole black center is sort of fixed, so this is not good news. Knight d2. Okay, I'm not sure about this whole bishop c1. It simply didn't feel right. I feel like I would be more inclined to play a move like even bishop d4. Because I don't know what she's trying to do. Maybe she's trying to bring the knight to e5, but I don't know how that would even work. Because now d4 comes. And, okay, wow, she's just sacking, yeah? Knight, okay, she's not sacking, but... Queen is attacked, and I guess you move it to h5, and then white's gonna play b takes c3. This is very interesting play, because white's pawn structure may be destroyed, but okay, white's knight on d6 is very nice. He's gonna play bishop b3. Yeah, looks very interesting for him. Alright, let's see if there are any other games in progress. Let's look at the under 10s. It's a little kids. Oh, and Chao Yichen has lost. No surprise there. His opponent played very well. It's nothing you can do sometimes. Okay, we have an unrated player against Odell Sim. And the unrated player has won somehow. Okay, it was this line. Classic line. Now f3, bishop d6. Yeah, I just realized the board isn't actually that pretty. Sorry about that. Bishop d6. Okay. Bishop c4, bishop e6 takes. Bishop e3. So it's one of these endgames, yeah? And actually, I saw actually Wang Zhenwen played this in the PMX against Lim Wei Yang, and he was just worse the whole game. So I don't know, maybe he misplayed it, but okay, in that game Lim Wei Yang actually played really well. He put his king on e2, and against b5 he went for a4 and almost forced he was forcing Zhenwen to take on a4, and that was very nice for him. But okay, now it's looking actually pretty good for black, yeah, because it doesn't feel like white has played this correctly, and black has gotten some nice expansion on the queen side. So how did she lose this? Rook f1, rook f8, I'm not so sure it was necessary, but maybe she was worried about g5, okay. b4, okay. Knight g8, right. Takes, bishop takes. Yeah, this is looking very nice for black. How did she lose this? Knight b5. Rook b8, I'm not sure, because bishop c5. What is this? And then rook takes f8? Knight a7, wow. Really? But that allows... Oh, king d7, rook f7, yeah? So maybe this is also powerful. He just takes on c4. Yeah, I mean, rook b8 was terrible move. He was just doing well, and then suddenly there was no reason to do that, yeah? Because we had to make sure that we don't run into bishop c5 check. So rook b8 was definitely wrong. Maybe it was possible already to take even, yeah? But okay, then knight c3. So maybe actually it was better to start to activate these guys. Maybe you could try something like even knight to d7. If you really want to cover c5 and go rook b8, then you start with knight e7 first. And then you go rook b8, wherever you want. Because now it's just really bad, and yeah. Now she just got crushed and lost everything. And that's actually the... There's actually... is actually something that can happen a lot of times in chess. Yeah, you play a great game and you make a wrong decision at the wrong time, and before you know it, you lose the game. So that is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, under 8 sort of done. No surprise there. The kids are usually very, very fast. Okay, that looked like it wasn't even close. So let's go back to the big boys. See what's going on. How's the Poyu 10 going? How's the Poyu 10 going? The one and only Poyu 10. This one, by the way, the Leonore game that we're saying might be pressing. I don't see pressing going on. I just see a draw. So maybe it's just given up on it. I feel like if he wanted to press this, he should not have traded off his rook here. Maybe that was not the right way. He should not have traded off the bishop. But maybe it was not possible to avoid. Yeah, we'll see. Was it possible to avoid the bishop trade? I don't think it was possible. Yeah, was it? No, it was possible. I wasn't sure about bringing king to c7. I would have just jammed g5 and hoped for the best. I mean, bishop d5 is almost like saying to him, okay, I just want to draw. I don't want to waste my time. I've got an afternoon round. I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm not gonna waste mine. Let's draw. And white of course says, yeah, we're not gonna waste your time either. But I think I would have played g5 just because I'm a stubborn guy. But okay, fair enough. Draw is a fair result, I guess. Because yeah, white didn't play very well. Played very passively. But at the same time, the position and the opening that black chose was just very solid, and there was nothing to do. So yes, draw is fair result, after all. Okay, right, let's go on to when the Agnes game is looking pretty good for her. Let's see how the Poyu 10 game is going on. Okay, so let's refresh this real quick. Right. So where we left it, Poyu 10 had played f6 and rook f8. So not much has really happened. Rook f8, queen e2, and now queen e6. Okay, bishop h3, f5 is the plan, I guess. So that's not something white will do. Okay, he's trying to play rook d to f7 and open up the f file. This makes a lot of sense. And of course for white, it's not so easy to play. Yeah? So the more moves are going on, the more I'm feeling that Poyu 10 is slowly outplaying his opponent, which is no surprise. He is very good at that. Well, it will take some time for these games to heat up, but we'll be back very soon, and we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. So don't go anywhere. Alright, we are back. So, for in Poyutian's game, wow, the king has ended up on g3. I don't even know how that's happened. Well, I guess he moved from h2, I guess. Queen e6, king g3. Oh, I see. So the idea is... No, I don't see it. I thought I saw it, but then I don't see it. So I was like, maybe his idea is to play queen g4, but again, it runs to the same f5 thing. So, that's not the idea. But then what was the idea? Maybe his idea is to provoke f5. Or Chen says, okay, I'll double first. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll go for f5, maybe not. Who knows? And your king on g3 is making quite the impression. Yeah. It is also possible that it gets into trouble, obviously. So we'll see. We will see what White does. I don't really know what he's going for with this king h2, king g3. So I guess he will show us now, or he will lose. Those are the only two possibilities. Right. So let's move on to... we're looking at Ashwini's game, right? We're saying that White was doing really well. Knight c4 was played, by the way. e6. Knight went back to e3. Okay, I was thinking maybe knight f4, but... yeah, maybe that might be another way, because a lot of stuff is hanging now after knight f4. But I'm not sure why she didn't like that. Maybe queen g5 was the reason? Yeah, maybe she didn't like queen g5. Yeah, okay. I can see that. Okay, so knight e3, knight e5. Can we take on d6? Why can't we take on d6? That's the question. The idea being, of course, if you take our bishop, I will take your bishop on d7. And I'm also threatening bishop e6, so don't think of being too fancy. If he takes d6, looks really good. I think it's just a pawn. Maybe she wants rook c6. Okay, but queen d6, rook c6, I can drop back queen d4. So what is her idea after that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. I think that it's just a pawn. I don't see what you're supposed to do. I mean, the forcing moves, knight f3, they all don't work. Knight c4, I take d7. Let's see. It can't be rook c4, obviously. Rook c6, we'd go queen d4, everything's protected. I don't get it. I don't get it. It looks so nice for white. I guess that's something she's thinking about, yeah? No, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Right. So that's going on to the other games. Okay, so Agnes Chong, g3 takes castles, dc5. Yeah, we left it here. We said it was a nice position, and the game is still stuck. I guess there's some issue with the clonal. I know it's probably the 1000th time I've said it. Bishop b3 has been played. She didn't take on d6. Okay. Why? I don't know. Why would you not take that? It looks so tempting. But okay. It's still pleasant for white, yeah? I guess. Yeah, another thing is that you can't play d5 because I can take it. Knight on e5 is hanging. So you might have to drop back with something like, queen c7 maybe? It's still unpleasant because we can hit you with f4 and then move the knight maybe to g4. So it's still very, very unpleasant. And I think white is still having some very nice chances here. But I didn't understand why not take on d6, actually. What's wrong with that? Don't know. Anyone in the chat can tell me why? Because I don't see why. Okay. So let's go back to another game. Oh, this game is not live. There are no moves. The issue with this Tran Vo Kwok Bao. Bao Kwok. Guess so, no moves, yeah? Or are there any moves? We're still loading. Maybe the Christopher one would take some time to load as well. Okay, in the meantime... okay, not much action so far. Look at the under 18s. what's going on here. Okay, so Armin is the top seed here. She's 2000 rated. Okay, so waiting for it to load. Okay, this one really has no games. Alright, but this one does. E4, C6, D4, D5, and we have this. Yeah. Okay. Knight A3, Knight C2. Takes. Knight D4. These Caro-Kann lines are so popular nowadays. F4, Bishop E7, Bishop E3. Okay, I think black is doing absolutely fine. Knight E4. Because I think C5 will be coming at some point. But when he will castle first, he will think of maybe A5 as well. Okay, and white decides that he should go for principled approach. Queen E5 is not possible, by the way, because of Bishop F4. Okay, so what does black do? He takes on F5. Makes sense, of course. Rook takes F5. Okay, white has the two bishops and trying to create some sort of an attack. So, I don't know. Not sure whether black has played this correctly. Bishop G5 makes sense, of course, to trade off one of these two bishops. It's always well known that when your position is... when you're playing against the two bishops, you should trade off one of them. So, that's what he does, and the knight takes, I guess, putting the knight on E6. Queen B6, okay, it's going fancy. But, okay, Queen D4. Queen D4 I'm not sure about, but I guess, okay, if King H1, he was worried about, H takes G5, and maybe some issues there. But okay, Queen D4, wow. Wow, this is a nice move. It's a very nice move. Takes, knight takes E2 check. And just take back, yeah? And now white is in trouble. Why is he in trouble? If you take on B4, then Rook C6, Rook B2 check. That's unpleasant, yeah? So I'm not sure about Rook A6. I didn't understand this. I think he should have just taken B4, takes, and Rook B2 check. And that looked like it was play for two results. Rook A6. Okay, King D3. Also, I don't understand why not Rook C2. You should not give up your pawns easily. That's the thing. Rook G4 and now Rook A3 check, and he finally takes. Okay, and now Rook E8. So hitting the pawn on E5. Okay, it's still pleasant for black, yeah, because it's a bit difficult to defend this pawn. Maybe more than a bit difficult. If King D4, there's a check, and the pawn gets picked up. That doesn't work. What else can you do? You could play something like Rook D6, takes, and King D4, but then Rook E2 is unpleasant, and these pawns on the king side start to get picked up. So yeah, I guess black is still putting on some serious pressure, for sure. Okay. Right. So let's move on. Wow. What game is this? Have we even looked at this game before? Okay, it's the London, yeah? Bishop V5, check, knight C3, Queen D4. Okay. So B4 is the idea. He allows B4. Knight D7 threatening some sort of E5, yeah? So therefore knight F3, G6. Yeah, I'm not sure. I always find these positions quite weird. Because, yeah, white's yeah, I always like to play white in these positions. Because it's like, you just take the pawn and you're asking black, where's your compensation? Black's the one that has to prove, and oftentimes that's not so easy. So what black has done here, I'm not so convinced about, because it seems like white is doing actually pretty well. Yeah. But of course, if you check the computer, there will be some compensation. Yeah. So we will see. Interesting position in any case. Alright, so let's go back to the ID chessboard and see what we have. See if there have been any developments here. They all seem to be sort of frozen. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Where I looked at this one. Kevin has won, by the way. G4 and pawn resigned. Let's see. I know it's also won. Let's see how this happened. She won a piece. How did that happen? So we were not very happy with White's position. We didn't understand what White was doing. Knight b8. No, we thought Knight a7 was better to threaten the pawn on b5, but Knight b8. And now actually, yeah, maybe there was time to play a move like c4. We should. Okay, Knight c5 and Queen c2. It's still not that great, yeah. DC and now I have to play some sort of queen takes, I guess. Okay, maybe DC is not the way, but okay, I think this is definitely White's best chance. Because what she did was definitely wrong. C6 takes. I think maybe she may have missed the thing we were talking about earlier. B6, there is C5, and it's impossible to protect this pawn without incurring some other problems. For instance, Queen B3, I think even Rook A6 seems to pick this guy up. Yeah, so there we go. Rook A6 and the pawn is dead. Knight C6, Queen C2, and now the pawn on C3, among other things, is big weakness. But more importantly, White has no development, and this is going to cost her. E3, Knight F5, and was that a blunder? Knight B4? Yeah, that was a blunder. Most definitely a blunder. And that was for a piece, and now Black won very easily. Okay, so I know is doing well. She's doing very well. Let's see, is there anything left to see? Most games seem to be pretty one-sided. Let's look at Claire. Because I think we saw Claire was doing well, and then she suddenly blundered Bishop A5. And then she wasn't doing that well. So we were looking at this position. At first I was suggesting A5, but that wasn't quite as good. What she did was actually better. She played Bishop D2, takes Rook B1, and after Knight B6, she just played... after Knight B6, she should just have played A4. And the point is now A5 is a big threat, so you probably have to takes castles, and yeah, it's fine for White. But instead, after Bishop A5, it's just the pawn, certainly. Knight C4, and you just play King D7. Knight G5, F6, Knight F7. Okay, Rook C8, and now Knight D6. Takes, and now B6. B5, okay. Fancy, but I'm not sure about that. I think I would prefer to play B6. Not because, you know... because B5 seems fancy. It seems like a nice move. You're like, huh, you can't take. But I can just play something like G3, and then the pawn will start to hang. And I can hit it with A4. But after B6, it will be so much harder for you to hit these pawns to the queen side. And now my rook just comes into C2. My knight can reroute itself, maybe even via E7 to F5. And I'm doing very well. But after B5, now G3, A6, and well, there was the move A4. Knight D7, and yeah, okay. Rook B6 check. Now black is still doing well though. That's unfortunate. Knight F7. And I guess it wasn't possible to drop back because of BA4, yeah? So, okay. This is still very unpleasant for black. Sorry, for white. I think maybe it might be even lost here, this endgame. The pawn d4 doesn't look that great. Rook c4. But okay, now there is check, and I'm not sure. Rook b7 check, king f6, I guess. The analysis part is very strange. Acting up. It seems to be moving non-stop. Alright. So, can I say? Best analysis board in the world, ID chess. You wanna have a seat? Yeah. Rook b7 check. We're talking about this. Okay, now stop moving. So actually this one looks interesting, yeah, because if king f6, maybe there is this g5 and rook e7. Is it that easy to win? Maybe it's not that easy, yeah?
I think why not kings jack?
So yeah, maybe earlier he could have, I mean, he could have done this a little bit better, yeah? Okay, this was definitely good. Okay, it was not so easy to make progress. I'm not a big fan of F5 though. Feels, because it feels
Leaving a big weakness on his
exactly, because in these rook endgames you want to keep your pawns flexible.
yeah.
Because your ultimate aim will be to create some sort of passer, and if you do that, it will be much harder to create a passer. So I actually like what Black is suggesting. I'll just like simple H5, yeah. And if G4, the point is you fix it with H4.
Yeah, indeed.
So this pawn on H3 will always be a target, and at some point you can play Rook C3 and target this pawn. So this is probably very good for Black. Now F5 didn't understand. G4 makes a lot of sense, of course.
Yeah.
Now check.
Why not king this?
King where?
King king d6.
Okay, King D6 is interesting. Rook. So there are two ways I can play. I can play Rook G7 or I can play GF. Let me see which one is better. King D6.
I forgot what G7 actually. F6.
I'm not sure.
I still think F6 is a must because 7 is hanging. I forgot what G7.
Yeah, because here I think, yeah, Black, I thought you wanted to take D4, but okay.
No.
It's not so easy, yeah, this one, because H7 is also hanging.
Yeah. That's
So, already White is getting good counterplay. Yeah, King F6 I think will have to be played in any case. Great. The analysis ball has reset. It's the problem with ID chess, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Let's go back. But you get the gist, yeah. King F6, there was G5 and Rook E7. And that would have been nice. Alright, see if there's anything else. Oh, it's a student game though.
Yeah, my students.
Was it any good?
Both of them made a draw.
Did you analyze them? Or
No, they just play for draw and nothing.
just draw, yeah? Okay. Right. Okay, so let's see. We'll just bring it up real quick. Guess we can find that game. This is student's game after all. Or was it under 16, right? I thought I'd wait for you to see the game and okay. You don't care that much this game. It just felt like they sort of like they just knew it was going to be a draw. So what was just making any random move she could. Black was just playing solidly and they just like agreed to draw. That felt like the right thing. It was almost like, you know, they knew that there was like some 15 move rule. They needed to make like 15 moves to make the draw. And they're like, oh, they played 15 moves. Okay.
Repetition.
Yeah. So nice of them, because I think he was fighting for medals. I would not give draw to my friends, yeah?
Still, because in the category, they are just behind by half a points.
But then that's when they need to win, yeah?
It's okay. Still 5 rounds to go.
Because if there's a winner, then, you know, if it's a full point lead with 4 rounds to go, it's big deal, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, but I would not be so nice. I would say fight, yeah. Even if I was playing someone like Jordan or Genwen, I would say okay, we fight, yeah.
They are girls.
If I lose, I lose, but I
me,
gotta fight.
They asked me, so I said okay, it's all up to you. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if they want to make draw, fight.
Yeah.
But I would just say I would not have made draw there. You would have to fight, I think. Yeah, because
Can lose.
okay. Right. Go to the other game.
Game?
Yeah, there is a Poyutian game which is here. Alright. So back to the Poyutian game.
Oh, written down on time.
It's interesting, yeah? But also his opponent is provoking him. He put his king on G3. So where we left it somewhere here right earlier. Was it G5 and F6? Now H4. Yeah, I was just gonna say that was an idea, yeah, maybe. Takes. So what happened here? He played. I actually realized, okay, after this he played Queen E6 and he's going for Rook F7. It's a very nice idea. King on G3. I'm like, what is this move?
Very provocative.
It's like asking for it, yeah? You go for this move, you're like, okay, come. Come. Okay, I don't believe you. I'm not scared of you. You come. And for Eden, it's okay. I come. I come lah. Yeah. You provoke me, I will come. I like this decision. Because bishop f4, I think now he wants to play rook takes f4. The queen will come back and attack pawn on g5.
Of course.
And then
27.
with that king on g3 especially,
Yeah, it's quite dangerous also.
I think why they better start walking the king back after he takes the rook. Because he might have to take it, yeah. He can't really leave it there for too long. It's annoying. Because if I play king h2, maybe then rook h4 is a problem. So he does take it.
I think take is.
I mean, what choice does he have? He has to do it,
No,
right?
I think just go back home lah, the king.
Yeah, but then rook h4.
Just go back home.
And then you know, he can play something like rook g4. He's got problem, yeah?
Yeah, he's got problem.
He's got serious problem. So I think at this point, the damage has been done. He has to take the rook and hope for the best.
Yeah,
because if you're getting attacked, you might as well take the material and suffer, rather than to suffer for nothing, because that is miserable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something that Tivyako was telling me. It's like, if you're going to suffer, at least try to get something for your suffering. Then maybe if they messes up, at least then you will have chances to come back. But otherwise, you know, you will have nothing for your suffering. So you got to take the rook. You know, EF, it's not out of the question, yeah?
Yeah. I think EF is. I think EF and then F3 and then Bishop E5 and it's quite strong. But still, I said I can't really guide this.
Yeah. Okay, it's interesting, on. Yeah? Interesting position, for sure. Okay. Maybe we can bring up an analysis board and we can try to move on it, because there's no way to move on a clonal boards. That is the fact of the matter. So let's bring up an analysis board and we can try to talk about this game. Because okay, I'm expecting rook f4, but actually it's not that simple. Yeah, rook f4, maybe white can try to target the pawn on d6.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So maybe rook f4, white would try something like, I don't know, rook e to d1. Queen e7, then there's rook takes d6, and it's a mess. So he takes with the pawn. I did say this was possible, yeah? And okay, let's bring up an analysis board. Let's set this one up on the board and talk about this. Alright. So we're talking about king on g3. Alright, king g3, queen e2, pawn e4. Right. Let's set this one up. Meantime, what do you think of this decision?
No, I love things in pawn because at least he can use bishop on e5 and then try to make counter play on the king side. But I'm not really sure. Maybe if he want to play that, he need to play f3 to at least give the bishop some space.
So what, you think he's gonna play f3 now?
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I think if not, white will play f3 maybe.
True, that's a good point. Yeah, but also f3 will be risky because he does play f3. There we go. You are strong after all, yeah. I mean, we already knew that, but some of our viewers didn't know.
Yeah, because it's still hard. But I think bishop takes it. Maybe Poetan idea is bishop e5 check, g2. There are like, I think bishop d7 and then want to play bishop h3. Really sure.
Yeah, that could be very much an idea as well.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I've got it. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up the analysis board now. So just give me a second. Yep, I'm gonna close these clonals and alright. So this is the position. Bishop takes. Oh wait, no, it was not the position. The king was on e3, yeah? Yeah, that was not the position. My apologies. Create a new one. King was on g3.
Rook, another one. Rook. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite too.
So this is the position White took on. No, I messed this up, haven't I? White to play, right? Okay. So bishop takes f4 was played. Now what? He took with a pawn, yeah? We were thinking rook takes, but this is not so easy because rook
Yeah. Rook
e to d1.
Yeah.
And if queen e7, then we can take d6. And I'm not sure about this. It looks dangerous, no question.
I have only two.
Yeah, it gets messy. Yeah? There is bishop e4, but that allows rook d8 now. And who knows what's going on? Bishop f8. No more checks for now, so maybe we have to play f3. It's a crazy, crazy position. Who can say who is better and why? It's hard, yeah. So, okay. Poitin went for EF, King H2, and he played F3. So Bishop F3. Let's see what he's gone for. He's gone for Queen E5 check. Alright, that makes sense. He's trying to take the pawn on G5. What are we supposed to do about this, actually? Because another thing Poitin is saying is that all your pieces are here.
Yeah.
And really, the field of action is here. But your king is weak. So, okay, maybe it's not that small. Maybe it's this, yeah. The field of action. So, when you're attacking, a lot of times it's not really the amount of pieces you have in total, but rather the amount of pieces you have in the field of action. Yeah, which in this case is this tiny little box here I just drew. So, we'll see. What do you do actually? King H1? Probably you have to do King H1. At least you don't get checked when you take the pawn.
Queen takes.
Queen takes, I guess. Queen F4 is also a possibility though.
I'm not. Yeah, it's very good.
That looks dangerous.
Yeah, but rook g1, rook g3, I'm not sure. This depends.
Oh, the bishop is hanging. That's the first thing.
Okay.
That's another reason I was tempted by it, because you do it with tempo. So maybe I have to go bishop g4, right? Otherwise, that hangs. Okay, maybe it's not so easy. Bishop e5, there is f3.
Yeah.
Not so simple. Yeah, not so sure actually about this.
No,
Don't want to allow this f3 move.
Yeah.
So maybe it is better to take. I guess white will go bishop g4 in any case.
Okay, h4.
Queen h4, king g1.
And then now maybe rook e5, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is an improvement because now at least you have got that pawn.
Yeah.
f3 seems like only move, right? Otherwise you just lose. Now, how to finish him off? That's the question. I'm thinking of that actually.
Yeah, it's very good.
This looks crushing.
Yeah.
Because the point is, of course, if you do this, this is nice. 6 and rook f3.
Yeah, it's winning already.
And
yeah, just
there may be more, but at the very least there is this. So bishop h2, king f1. That doesn't work. So king g2, what happens? Because I know king h1 will be losing with bishop g3, so this is only move then. It's so close.
Bishop g3.
I can feel it. Bishop g3, rook h1.
How
about bishop f4 instead? That makes sense.
Yep.
Because I mean, queen g3, king h1 is so close, but I don't see anything. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'll go back. I have some nasty threats now.
Yeah.
And this guy is also hanging. Let's see what the computer says. But it doesn't think it's too bad actually. Bishop f4 is best. Bishop h2 is not that good, yeah? It's fancy, but king g2 seems to hold. You just move your rook away and say, oh, you have nothing. Which is incredible to me. Because it looks so good.
Best move is queen.
But just queen g3 simple chess. King h1 and now what?
Whew.
What is king h7?
I don't like
It's
this kind
joke
of
or
move.
what?
I
This
don't like this kind of move.
this is joke. Absolute joke. If I just do something normal like h5, is this work?
Still work. But
It's still not too bad.
yeah,
No one is playing king f7
that,
there.
maybe because of king f7, to want to preventing bishop d7 check. Bishop.
Oh, this is nice. The bishop is trapped.
Yeah, and then now
The bishop is trapped, yeah.
That's very strange.
It's crazy.
That's a very strange move.
This is nonsense, yeah.
Yeah,
King
yeah, of
f7.
course.
By the way, let's see what happened. King h1 was played and queen takes g5 indeed was the move. So we are here.
Wait to finish.
We are here right now in the
Yeah.
game. Okay. Yeah, obviously it's full compensation. There's no question about this.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on. Yeah, it's still messy. But I think Puritan will find a way because objectively, even though it says equality, it is so hard to play with one.
Yeah, it's
Because you
very
have to always look for all the threats, and it's easy to miss one of them.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. It's too easy to miss a deadly threat here. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on to another game, maybe. So, reopen ID chess. And look at some games here.
Jin Cheng is sitting out.
Tan Jingche. This game is taking forever. I think they should be getting into time travel already. I don't know why they are spending so much time on these simple moves. Bishop h6 and knight d3. Okay, fair enough. Takes, and I don't know, e4 or what's he gonna do? Okay, what's the idea of e4? I'm not sure. So I'm thinking maybe I don't want to go for like, because I can't never really think of playing e5. Maybe I just go for like some knight f4. Just, yeah, I mean, I want to trade off some of his defenders so I can get my queen to g5 again. Yeah. Okay. Still think it's pleasant for white, but it's not so easy, yeah. These are the type of positions where the computer says is a big advantage. But objectively speaking, it is not easy to play even with white, and it's easy to throw your advantage. So we'll see how it goes. By the way, the game we were talking about earlier with this one where he didn't take the three connected passes.
Yeah.
Well, white's winning in any case. I mean, white was better for sure, and yeah. Now we just push the pawn, yeah. Knight d6 takes, and the pawn just moves, and the pawn moves again, takes, and the pawn moves, and rook a6, and knight c7. That was pretty easy, yeah. So maybe we were a bit harsh on her for saying, you know, the other line was better, because this was also very good, and it was also an easy win. So
Sure.
who can be criticized for an easy win, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. What else haven't we looked at? We've looked at most of it at this point, right?
Yep.
I think most all the games are finished, but I cannot go because Poyuchen is still playing. Can only finish once Poyuchen is done. That's the rule.
That's the rule, huh?
Yes, if Poyuchen makes a 10-move draw, we can be out of here in 10 minutes. We won't, but we could be. We won't. Just saying we could be out of here in 10 minutes.
But it will be boring after that.
Of course we're not going to be. Alright, let's look at the... Okay, wow, there have been developments. I'm gonna update you on the board. Okay, so none of this actually happened. So queen g5 was played. Now in the game, white played the move bishop g2, and black replied with rook f4. So bishop g2 was played, and now came rook to f4.
So good.
This is looking very unpleasant. Even though computer says equality, I don't believe. Yeah.
No, because
It's hard to say You cannot say it's equal because it's so much easier to play black. Yeah, black
Yeah,
can do bishop
yeah,
e5,
yeah,
can do rook h4, he can do rook
yeah,
g4. He can do
yeah.
anything he wants. And
That's
for
the
white, you
problem.
know, you have to be careful what you do. Yeah.
Easy to mess up. It's very,
Oh
very
yeah,
easy to mess
very, very easy. Absolutely. I don't know whether white has done something yet. Let's see. I'm gonna move this one here so I can follow this live. Yeah. Rook f4, white still thinking. So I'm trying to think of how to defend. Maybe the only way is, you know, the computer suggestion to bring the rook to defend. Because you cannot defend with just a bishop.
up.
That is clear. So the line that the computer is suggesting is very interesting. He wants to actually just sack an important pawn to trade the rooks. As a human,
That's okay.
this feels very risky because bishop e5 is coming.
Yeah.
And the king has no shelter. That was the last pawn that was sheltering your king. So I am absolutely sure he's not going to do that. But then what is he going to do? Because, okay, let's just to show you how easily it is, how easily you can mess it up. Let's say you play f3. Black to move and win. Let's see what the viewers think. How are you gonna win? By the way, rook d3 was played. Pretty nice, yeah? Takes and queen h4 and the rook drops.
Yeah.
Alright. Just had to turn on the engine just to make sure I wasn't saying something dumb. But I was not. Okay. So it's not easy, yeah? So what do you do? I'm trying to think of an alternative to rook g3 because I hate that move with a passion.
Yeah.
But what am I supposed to do?
That's why.
This looks completely artificial. It feels wrong, it looks wrong, but how to refute it?
Bishop b5.
Maybe just do simple chess, yeah, bishop e5. Yeah. Is there like some... Yeah, okay, maybe you just go bishop e5, you're right. And again, my pieces are stuck, yeah, I cannot move none of them. This setup is actually a really bad one.
Yeah.
Because I cannot move my queen at all. It's got 0 squares. And this is bad, yeah, okay. So actually you can see this is white's problem. He's already almost running out of moves.
Yeah.
So even though the computer says minus 0.2, I think as a human you lose this like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, indeed.
Unless you're potent, in which case you probably only lose it like 7 out of 10 times.
But still losing.
You still lose it more times than not, yeah. Yeah. But those 2 times he saves it, those are what gives him his rating, yeah. Of course. Yeah, rook g3. Wow, it's a crazy move. Actually, I think you still have to play very, very accurately as white because this looks so dangerous. Maybe you have to go and ask for more exchanges.
Yeah.
That to me feels like the reason why. But this is still not so easy because you check. Again, you cannot block with queen because rook hangs.
Yeah.
So you have to go king g1.
Before.
I'm not the only cheapo artist here, yeah? CV4. Nice. Alright. Even then it's okay, it's really bad. Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's not good. It's not good. Okay. G4 is nice. Okay. G4 artist coming up. Okay. Right. Next. Check the chat. Is there anything? No.
Oh, we know.
Whoa, what happened? Rook d3 and bishop e5 was played. And it says 0-1. So none of this rook g4 things happened. Bishop e5 was played.
I think bishop e5 is much more tempting.
Yeah, because you don't know whether you'll go to h4 or g4,
yeah,
but you know you need bishop e5.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. So, like as a human, it looks more natural for sure.
Of course.
Yeah, and maybe practically it's even better. Yeah. So, I have no idea how the game ended.
I don't know. Sometimes they go.
One possible guess that I could make is that it ended something like this. Takes. I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
Queen
maybe
f4,
Yeah.
and he blundered bishop e4.
Yeah, because the move
I
here
don't know.
is 3 moves behind.
Yeah, it is. So that means he won in 3 moves, which is not surprising. Oh, king g1 was played. Okay. So bishop e5, king g1. Okay. Now it feels like there must be something, yeah. Is that just rook
Bishop
takes?
takes.
Yeah, maybe it's just bishop takes. Bishop takes e4, rook g3.
Bishop takes e4, rook g3.
That's
No,
also
rook
rook
g3, bishop
takes.
takes.
Bishop takes rook g3. Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I see. So rook takes.
Rook takes, I'm thinking.
Rook takes. So what?
Your only move is rook e3.
Rook e3. Rook takes. Takes rook. Takes rook.
Takes rook fe.
Fe. And rook g4.
Says some beautiful thing with queen g2.
I think queen g3 is correct move. So
King g2.
rook takes.
I have minimum rook takes and a rook takes e2.
Yeah.
That in alone is enough to convince
it's more than enough. Yeah, it's more than enough.
Although maybe there's something better. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look for something pretty.
Don't be too fancy lah.
So still not-
Okay. Bishop check.
Because I want rook h4 and I want mate,
Yeah.
But okay, maybe that's the way, yeah. King f1.
King f1. And then so
And then what?
I don't see any. I just don't see any. Oh, okay, maybe rook takes rook. No. So
F
rook takes rook.
takes.
F takes.
This is so close to being working though.
Yeah.
This is so close. But I cannot move rook.
Or rook takes pawn. He played rook takes pawn.
Oh yeah, he played rook takes e4 was played. Yeah. Maybe just rook e3, queen g2, and that's enough. Yeah, you don't need to look anymore.
Yeah. Of course.
We are being too fancy for no reason.
You are not fancy. You are the fanciest one.
Bishop h2. I was trying to win in a nice way, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's only this simple queen g2. Or maybe there's a nice way. Let's see. Yeah, it's queen g2. Of course, there is no nice way. Just very primitive, and I guess he resigned here because there is nothing to do. The point is that after king moves, wherever he goes, takes, and now these pawns just start to run. You play king f7, then you start to push them.
King g1 is blunder in this position, I think.
I just realized it's 2 bishops against rook.
Yeah.
2 bishops and pawn against rook. Like,
clearly winning now.
it's too easy. So of course he resigned. Okay, so what happened? He took queen takes c4. But of course he lost, yeah? Okay, so after rook e4, he took queen e4. Bishop takes, rook takes. Check was played, and I guess he just took b2, yeah?
Is it?
It looks very bad. Maybe you still go f4, yeah?
No, I still there's a lot of counterplay by white. If you
takes maybe, I'm not so sure because I also have my very serious threats.
Yeah.
Bishop f1. I mean, this looks really good for me, yeah? It is really good. Okay. So just queen b2 is correct. And yeah, position is really much better. Because also, the thing isn't just that, we have like queen and 2 pawns for the rooks, but also the white king is really exposed, and this bishop on e5 is a monster.
Yeah.
Okay, in a lot of these opposite bishop positions, especially when they're imbalanced, it's really all about who has, the initiative. Because here we have, we can use these 2 pieces to coordinate really well on the dark squares, and white can only use these rooks to protect them, and that's very hard, of course. Well, of course, the light square control doesn't really amount to anything because white is in no position to exploit it. Yeah. All right. So, just waiting for the last few moves of this game. In the meantime, I guess we can.
I think resign here.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you just resigned. It looks bad, but I would play on though. I would not resign here.
There's still -1. Is I have a lot of things
I would play a4, at least try to get rid of that pawn, I agree. At least if I can try to swap off as much as I can, maybe I have some outside chances of some miracles. Oh, rook e2 was played. So after queen b2, white played rook e2, and the queen came back to c1. And now, among other things, yeah, the pawn weaknesses are now secure, and I guess even bishop c3 is a threat. Yeah, maybe you don't even do it. You just go like king f7 and you start pushing. Because why would you even allow rook to get to e8? You would not need to do that, right? Oh, even queen g5, queen f4. There are so many ideas. So many ideas that at this point it's like all roads lead to Rome. Yeah.
There's nothing else. It's very easy position.
Yeah, it's very, very easy. Okay. Right. Well, before we go, we should probably have a look at some of the other games. Yeah. So let's see. For me, rook f3 was played, and I guess he. Actually, how long is the delay? It's like 15 minutes, right? So, okay, we'll come back to this very soon. I wanted to look at this game, this Ashwini game. So I'm gonna bring up the clonal boards. This game. By the way, I see some guys just tuned in. We have now know that Po Yu-Tian has won, and we think his position is fantastic. By the way, this was the game. It's Ashwini's game against Hong Juan. Probably mispronouncing that name. Hong Juan. How do you pronounce it? Don't know.
John.
Knight c6, knight c6, bishop c4. Yeah, knight e5, sorry, e6, knight e3. And I was wondering why not queen takes d6. Which looks like it just wins a piece. Wins a pawn, yeah? If rook c6, I have queen d4. Everything is protected. Yeah. But okay, this was still very good. There's still a lot pressure. Knight f7, knight g4. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, white's position is fantastic now. Queen f4, okay. Fine. Check. Now takes and rook fe1, queen f6 hitting the pawn, and you just go back, yeah? There's lots of pressure on this pawn on d6 as well as this pawn on e6. I mean, you might have to go d5, yeah?
Yeah. D5.
Otherwise, if you go rook c6, I can take bishop e6.
Yeah.
Because I take with check, so you don't have time to take f2. So d5. I mean, sure. I'm a greedy guy, you know that, right? d5, queen takes a7. I never miss these pawns. I never miss these pawns.
A pawn is a pawn.
Yeah, I'm a greedy guy. Even if it's a pawn like that, because you never know, that pawn could be instrumental in the endgame. Like when I'm pushing the queens at majority, then the majority just moves because that pawn is gone. Okay, so this one, I think Ashwini is going down. No question. She is at least losing a pawn. And maybe she's losing more. Who knows? It's almost minus 1.5, so this is very, very bad. Well, okay, this one is interesting. How did we get here? So, this was the game where White was actually defending this endgame, yeah. It was the worst endgame. And White was defending. It was unpleasant. Not d4 was played. Interesting. I guess there's no way to make progress, yeah, without that. White took, and rook takes b4. But okay, this must be a draw, yeah? Because this pawn is not going anywhere. So how did the pawn actually start to move? Played rook d5. Okay. Careful. Because I remember Po Yu-Tian won a similar endgame against Gustafsson, yeah? It's very similar to this. But okay, this one is not. This one should be a draw, yeah. I'll take your bit. Because the white king is too active. If the black king could go to e6 and f5, then we'll be talking. Then it would be dangerous. It would be very, very dangerous. But there is no way to get that. Okay. So, yeah, I guess things are sort of clearing up, yeah. Well, let's go back and see the Po Yu-Tian's game. I guess we can sort of finish it early if Po Yu-Tian is done. and close the clonal vaults and check in on Po Yu Tian. What's going on there? Alright, so for Po Yu Tian, he just plays g5. Yeah, so rook f2 has played. And he played. What actually happened? Rook f3, king g7, of course. White has nothing to do, he's just moving his rook back and forth. Rook e4, queen b1, hitting the rook and the pawn, so the rook had to come back. Now h5, king g2 and g5. And g4, h4, oops, not that. g4, h4, h3, finish. Finish.
Yeah.
This one, even Carlsen will lose to me. I said the problem is that only that Carlsen will never get this position.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But
He
to win
can't.
this one, it's too easy.
He can't. If not, he'll get slapped by his coach.
His coach. No, I don't think so. Yeah, he would slap himself. That is Carlsen style. You don't slap me, I slap myself. Yeah. Okay. So, king g1. Yeah, g4, h4, h3. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, thank you, Afif, for joining me. I'm gonna wait this one out, but I don't think it'll be very long.
Yeah,
Thanks for your time, and hopefully I'll see you again this
see you
afternoon. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Me too. Rook f e3 and just h4 and it's finished. Alright, so yeah, we think this is gonna be pretty straightforward, yeah. Pawns just go, and I guess that's how black won the game. Alright, so I mean most of the games have finished, so we're gonna call it a day. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you again this afternoon because there's an afternoon round at 3 p.m. So don't go anywhere, and I'll see you then. Yeah, cheers and bye for now.